All right, what's going on, everyone out there on the interwebs? This is NES Ruler 22, aka Jeremy, casting live from Chicago, and this is going to be our first podcast of the 22 Shots of Moodz and Horror podcast, where we talk about everything horror related. We have a full show for you guys tonight. We're just going to be starting with a little bit of an intro of how we got started into horror and how we started getting into collecting, since most of you guys who are listening to this collect horror as well as we do. And then we're going to jump into another segment where we talk about every movies that we that we watched this week, and we're going to have a pick of the week where it is a movie that we watched that we extremely enjoyed, and we'll discuss about the movies and just have a normal conversation. And then we're going to end the show with my boy JP, who is going to be doing movie news, and it's everything that's happened pretty much in the month of November, right, JP?
Yeah, and maybe even a little bit before November, because there was a few heavy topics that came out that I really wanted to talk about, but just we didn't start this podcast right away. So I've been saving them for a while, so I figured this first show we can just go through a ton of them.
All right, so I guess we could start off with the show about how we got into horror. So I guess, Moodz, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I can go first.
All right.
No, fuck that. I want to go first.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Okay. Who's going?
Moodz,
You said you're going for it. Okay, fine, I'll go for it. All right. Totally unscripted, right?
Yes, unfucking scripted.
Okay, so how I got into horror. It's a very simple story. My father was actually a really big horror fan. And my dad, not being that much older than I am, he was very young when he had me. So he was still very much into horror when I was about 5 years old. And so the year 1985 rolled around, and there was a movie that came out that year by the name of Fright Night. And my dad was a really, really big fan of the film. And so he brought it home one day, right after it came out, and he had to show it to me. So we popped that on, and basically everything is history. That movie scared the living shit out of me. But being a 5-year-old kid in 1985, and being naive, I had no idea that, that it was a horror comedy. So fucking no clue.
Yeah, that tends to happen a lot.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you like Leprechaun scared the hell out of me, and then years later, I'm like, I was scared of this. What the fuck?
Yeah, I have a similar story with that when I tell about how I started getting into horror, but.
And then, ironically enough, the same year in 1985, there was another movie that came out by the name of House, which was another horror comedy. But of course, being a 5-year-old naive kid, I had no idea. Those movies is basically what started me off in the horror direction. They stuck in my mind. I love the concept of the vampires. I love House. It was just quirky and weird and always stuck with me. And ever since then, I've just loved the genre. Me and my dad, that's some of my earliest memories of, my father is watching horror movies. So, it's not only nostalgic, it is what it is, man. That's how I got into it. And I've been watching horror for basically 28 years now, nonstop.
Yeah, I guess I'll go next.
Yeah, sure.
That's cool.
Sure.
Much like any kid who grew up in the early 90s or the 80s during the big VHS video store boom, I rented a lot of horror films, and I've always been a horror fan from the start of my existence, pretty much. When I was a kid, I don't know how old you are when you start watching TV, but when I started watching TV, I started watching horror. So it's pretty much always been a part of my life. Now, when the video store came around and I got to that, that's where it really went hardcore. I would rent shit all the time. One of my favorite memories is renting Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I would probably say I was pretty much hooked from then on.
I think that's why video stores are so big today, because well, horror VHSs are so big today because we have all these people from, who grew up with these things that are,
very nostalgic.
starting to find them again and remembering memories like you had getting Texas Chainsaw, but with some of these, more low budget, obscure horror films.
It's the thrill of the hunt, though, too, right?
Yeah,
like if you grew up in that era,
hunt,
if you grew up in that era, and it disappeared for so many years, and now it's coming back. More prevalent in indie films and stuff. The VHS is. But it's huge, man. I love it. It's very nostalgic. I agree.
Yeah, that feeling of just walking into the video store and immediately running over to the horror section and just looking at the box art, and I would stay in there as long as my mother would let me, and I just would just stare and look and just be in amazement of all the horror films and try to get as many as I could. And then I would rent them, and my favorite experience was probably renting Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Phantasm in the same night, and just being super scared of them, but also, could not stop watching them. And pretty much the VCR was my babysitter growing up, so I spent a lot of time watching stuff like, the Friday the 13th films and Land Before Time, like back to back. So that was my childhood, and I've pretty much never looked back except for a brief period of time in middle school and early high school where I kind of gravitated really far away from horror, and it was kind of weird. But that's pretty much how I got into it, much like most people with the video stores and stuff.
Yeah, all right. So I guess I could tell my story. I remember, when I was 3 years old, my grandma turning on Child's Play at her house, and that's why I really think that movie is really stuck with me, because I think that's really the first real horror film I saw. And I was little, and just the beginning of the movie in the toy store always really just stuck in my head. And since then, me and my grandma used to always go to the theater to see all these horror movies for when I was growing up. And I think that's why I really started getting into horror, because it was a very sociable thing for me to go out with my grandma every time a new horror movie came out. It's fun going to the movies with a 75-year-old lady going to see all these, gory horror movies.
That's really awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest stories I've heard about how somebody got into horror.
And even today, whenever one comes out, she came over and watched, Curse of Chucky with me, because, that was always our franchise to watch.
Wow, that's came full circle, huh?
Oh yeah, that's for sure. So ever since, Child's Play, I've always been hooked in the horror genre, and even movies. I've been a movie buff for my entire life. Growing up, I always wanted to be a movie critic, but that's not something reliable to get a reliable income. So you kind of just have to throw that away.
Name 5 movie critics that are famous right now.
There you go. Peter Travers, and now Roger Ebert is gone. Nobody really else.
Siskel and Ebert is usually on the top of everybody's list. Number 3 is who?
Oh yeah.
So one thing I noticed with all these stories is that, it's probably safe to say that, the movies that introduced us into the horror genre are probably either our favorite movies of all time or definitely making a top 5 or top 10 list. Can we all agree on that?
For sure. Definitely.
Absolutely.
And, a lot of people would say it has a lot to do with nostalgia, but, kind of taking away from the whole nostalgia thing a little bit here, it's the simple fact that, the movies that we were introduced were actually really good films.
Yeah.
So that definitely helped. I mean, JP with TCM and, Child's Play and Fright Night, which, it is what it is, right?
Oh yeah, that's for sure. So, I really didn't I always watched horror films, but, on the side I watched everything else. And then I guess we could talk about how I got reintroduced to the horror genre when we talk about, when we started, collecting movies. So if you guys want to hop into how we started collecting, that would be pretty cool. Moodz, you want to go first again?
Collecting movies, yes. Started at a very, very young age. I was probably, I don't even think I was even 10. So in the late 80s, I'd say 88, 89. Just like everybody back in the day, when you walked into that movie store and you saw those big boxes and all the cover arts and stuff, I was obsessed with those. And I just wanted to have more of them at my house.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe even all of them. So that's really how I got into it, though. It was cover arts and stuff. I mean,
so you collected VHS like before DVD then, right?
Yeah, I did. And I collected a lot of them because, I mean, there was movies that I bought back in the day. I mean, I wasn't buying so much when I was 8, 9 years old. My parents would, fork out the cash. But later on when I got into my teens and stuff I bought a lot of films based on, cover arts and stuff.
And they usually never relied to what was actually in the movie.
Exactly, because back in like in those early days.
But didn't you like that more? Now you have
it was
this Scream cover art where it's fucking 6 faces and that's all you get.
Yeah.
6 of the faces. That happened really big in the 90s.
That's why I love Laserdisc, man.
Actors' faces on there.
Yeah, everything back in those days was basically a blind buy. I mean, the internet was it was in such a infant times. It was, you couldn't just like type in something and have it come up back in those days, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Reviews, album, or pictures, just anything about these films that you're looking for. So everything was a blind buy, which was so exciting. You buy that film, you take it home, you're like, oh, it was shit, but the cover art's awesome, so I'm going to display it over here. And that was the whole thing about collecting, and that went on for years with the VHS, and I believe DVD came out in '97. I think on the markets it hit in '97. And I never got my first DVD player until '99. So I was still collecting VHS. I bought a DVD player. And I was still collecting VHS actually until the early 2000s, really. And then collecting, DVDs and stuff. And it just really took off, man. Like, I don't really know what to say. It's just, I was just.
Do you still have your tapes, or what happened to them?
I actually don't, because I moved around a few times, and I really, really regret getting rid of my VHS, but they were so bulky to move around, and I'm one of those people that has to have my shit with me. If I'm moving somewhere, I'm not putting it in fucking storage. No. I have to take it with me. So I was moving around, and it was becoming a hassle and getting damaged. I was like, you know what, fuck it. I got to get rid of these things while they're still in decent shape.
Now, did you give them away or sell them?
I actually sold them for a good price. I sold the majority of my collection to somebody I knew, because he was a collector too, and I knew that they were going to a good home. I wasn't just going to fucking give them away or just do whatever with them. They were my
Sounds
babies,
like you're
right?
talking about a puppy.
Yeah,
I know. But that's exactly how
home.
but that's how I felt about it, right?
Yeah,
and,
yeah, for sure.
So I kind of got over that, got past the VHS, and really moved into DVDs. I mean, I have a big collection of non-horror stuff too, but horror was always the main focus, and ever since, I'd say probably the early 2000s, about 2002, 2003 is really when it kind of took off with the DVDs, because, like I said, I had to get rid of the VHS. I had to start a new format. They were a lot easier to, carry around. And, so everything else is history, because I've been in my house for the last 7 years, and I have areas of my house dedicated just to movies and shit, so.
Yeah, imagine having to move all your movies and fucking CDs. That would be such a pain in the ass.
Well, it really would be. I have a studio in my house that's all dedicated to music and stuff, and then I got a film room too, but I don't even want to ever think about having to pack this shit up, man.
Yeah, that's a scary thought, man.
It really is, because I'm so anal about everything being in order. Yeah. Alphabetical order.
Yeah.
The way I have it set up is the way it needs to be in my mind, and moving it is just, it's a scary thought. So, so collecting is always, it's been a big part of my life, and it always will be. I love doing it. I think the thrill of the hunt is still there for me. It's not like it used to be. I miss going into movie stores where I live. I don't have any movie stores like Jeremy, you have family videos all over the place. We don't have anything here anymore. I live in Canada, so I have to wait a lot longer for my shit for shipping. As you guys know, I do all my shopping online, and I watch a lot of video. I read a lot of reviews and stuff, and I just do hunting all the time. But I find it's kind of became, it is what it is. I hate saying that, but I have to do it this way. I have no choice.
Yeah, that sucks. See, I love going out and hunting, it gets me out of the house, and going into somewhere not knowing what's going to be inside, and then going in and finding something that you've been looking for forever. Like me walking in and finding that Evil Ed DVD, I've been looking for that movie forever, and just walking into a place and them having it is,
I really miss, going into a section and just kind of flipping through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, kind of lost audio there. I miss flipping through the movies and stuff. I miss that sound. I miss that. I don't know.
Clack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Totally.
Yeah. Me, I haven't really collected a long time. I never really collected VHS. I mean, I had some VHS as a kid, and I actually had a good bit of like Disney stuff when I was a kid, and there was some horror stuff there too, like the Friday the 13th, Elm Streets, and I actually got robbed. My house got broken into when I was a kid, and all my shit was gone, and I pretty much never rebuilt after that. I wasn't buying them personally, but my family had them and stuff. And then I don't know, probably around 2003 is when I really remember buying my first couple DVDs, I think. I remember grabbing Freddy vs. Jason, Cabin Fever, Texas Chainsaw Remake, stuff like that. And then I really didn't collect until probably 3 to 4 years ago. I started slowly, maybe 5 years ago, somewhere around there. And I just kind of been slowly building my collection ever since, but it's been picking up a lot lately. I've been grabbing mad stuff over the past year since I started doing YouTube videos and stuff like that over the past year and a half.
Yeah.
So that's basically my collecting story. I don't like to really stream or rent anymore because
I don't do
that
any of
feeling of the thrill of the hunt is gone for me.
Yeah.
I can't go to a redbox and be like, oh my God, what's in here?
Yeah.
It's just like, I know what's in there. I know about the films already. I'm not going to find anything weird. The weirdest thing I'm going to find in there is like Killer Eye Halloween Hunt or something.
Full Moon goodness right there.
Yeah,
Redbox
Full Moon has done
good.
a good job of getting their stuff into those though, because I'm sure that couldn't have been easy. You know how many indie companies are out there like they couldn't get into there. Yeah, so
Redbox
On a
has
side-
good indie flicks.
On a side note, speaking of Full Moon, I was kind of interested in the Full Moon streaming, to be honest.
Well, did you see that sale that I posted that you get like?
yeah, I actually, you know what, dude, I posted that like 10 minutes before you did, and
I wasn't even paying fucking attention. Sorry.
I totally stole my thunder because nobody even noticed mine.
Well, I was at work and I was kind of looking at it, going, it's actually not a bad deal. I mean, you pay $7 a month, you have all the movies at your disposal. I mean, I own a lot of Full Moon films as it is, but it'd be just kind of nice to, just be somewhere and I want to watch fucking.
Well, that deal that they was doing
Man.
was kind of cool. I mean, what was it? 3 free Blu-rays or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a 3-month subscription of Full Moon.
Yeah.
So you're basically just buying 3 Blu-rays and then they're giving you the streaming for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't think they had that Serial Man movie on there or Lucky Charms or anything or Lucky Charms.
That kind of interests me. I love the idea of like Leprechaun movies. I love the original Leprechaun series, and I want to see like more Leprechauns.
I think that they have the Unlucky Charms film on the Full Moon streaming, don't they?
Not for the Full Moon, but
I think it debuted on there, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I
know
swear it
that
was
that's
on the
what they're
website.
starting to do, though, which is a good marketing idea. It's like, hey, you want to see these films before they're available anywhere else? Buy our Full Moon streaming.
Yeah.
I suppose.
It looks like Charles Band's adding films to it quite regularly too. I was kind of scrolling through it and it was like new, and I was like,
Yeah, but how long is that going to last?
I mean,
they have honestly quite a huge catalog, and it's not like they have to press up DVDs. They can literally just, like add it. And they have a huge old catalog that they would probably not release because, it wouldn't sell or whatever. They can throw it on Full Moon streaming.
That's the thing. There's hundreds of titles, and plus, there's also new titles coming out too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is the Evil Bong vs. Ginger Dead Man film on there? Did they?
Is that out yet? I have not been paying attention to Full Moon lately, man. After October, I was so like dead from horror that I really didn't.
It is on there.
Pay attention to anything.
It's on there.
The Evil Bong Ginger Dead Man?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I saw it on there. Yeah. Okay. See, I might even get a subscription just so I can watch that before the DVD comes out, because I'm a big fan of both series. So, I mean, I know some people are not the biggest fan of the Evil Bong films, but I think they're a blast. So
for sure.
So did you want to go and say how you got into collecting?
All right, so I started collecting video games right off the bat. You can tell by my name.
Time out. I did that too first, and that kind of leaded into the DVD thing. Forgot to mention.
Yeah, I collected NES a lot, And I was pretty much into that community for, started doing that in November of 2008. So I was quite a youngin' in the community collecting, these old games and all this stuff. And I really met a lot of great people over there in that community as well, but that I still talk to quite a bit today. But so I started, posting YouTube videos of, unboxing of new sealed games and stuff and things like that. And then as I, started collecting more and more, the shit just got too expensive compared to, movies today, which are, dirt cheap if you look, You could easily drop, $2 on a game where I could easily get 100 movies for that same price today. So I kind of got further away after seeing, all these people on YouTube, their huge collections of movies, especially horror, I wasn't really into the independent horror scene until I started, doing YouTube and watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. I was just mainly into the mainstream stuff. I didn't know there's this whole other universe of horror films.
I totally didn't either, man. That's actually probably what got me in the full swing of things back in horror, because there was a brief time where I was like, I followed horror, but I had no idea that there was this community out there and there was all these people that were so passionate about it, because as far as I knew, nobody around me was ever a huge horror fan. I was it. People knew me as the guy who liked all the horror stuff. I don't have any friends outside of YouTube and stuff like that
That's actually
are horror fans.
That's another thing that we all have in common too. It seems like we're kind of the ones that stick out in our crew of friends.
Oh yeah.
In regards to loving horror, because I was the same way. Like, I have a big group of friends and not one of them is big into horror.
Well, you have that one friend, don't you?
I do. Like, my buddy Dylan, he's definitely, I've known Dylan for about 5 or 6 years now, but the people that I grew up with and that I'm still friends with, I've been friends with some of my friends for over 20 years. Not one of them was into horror. So I couldn't just be like, hey man, you want to come over and, fucking watch the new, Children of the Corn movie. I have no idea why I used that as an example. but
dude, I wouldn't even want to come over and watch the new Children of the Corn movie.
But like anything, right? Like, it just wouldn't happen, because everybody always strayed away from it. They were comedy fans. They were, action fans and stuff. And I mean, nothing against comedy and action, but I spent most of my time watching horror films. And so I spent a lot of time watching horror films by myself.
Yeah.
So whatever.
So, I didn't know about this whole other, horror, these whole independent horror films out there, that I've been missing out on. And, I got a Blu-ray player and I started buying, I bought Midnight Movie, like we were talking last night. That was my first Blu-ray I bought, was Midnight Movie, which,
That was American Psycho.
It's a very interesting movie to start out collecting, but, I got really crazy, I didn't really get serious of only collecting horror until like a month ago. I usually bought, whatever sounded interesting to me, I would buy it, but I just finally said, fuck that, and I'm just going to, focus mainly on horror films. So, I started buying, stuff online, and then I started going out and hunting to, thrift stores and all these places, and that's when I got introduced into Laserdisc, and that was my main passion for quite a while. I was just stocking up on boxes of people's Laserdiscs that they were getting rid of. I just remember walking to the flea market and, guys selling boxes of Laserdiscs for $5, and I just buy boxes of these fucking crappy things that I have no idea what's inside.
For you guys that don't know, he has a huge Laserdisc collection.
I have a huge Laserdisc.
Like, when he says boxes, he means
I have like 4 boxes. I have like 4 huge boxes with 200 movies apiece in them. So I got into Laserdisc for a long time, and at the same time, I was always out. I always was looking for a Betamax player. And, it took me 2 years to find one, and I finally found one last summer, and the next store I went to, I found another one, so I found fucking 2 of them in the same night, which fucking made me so mad. But then one day, about 2010 or so, I got introduced to, I was driving along, and I saw the Store Family video of, many of you guys follow me on my YouTube, that's my favorite store. And I walk in, and, it's your typical old school, video rental store, but there's still, a huge chain, I think there's like 800 stores across the country here in the States, I think. And, they're always looking to unload their movies for dirt cheap. When I started going, they were usually, 2 movies for $4. You go in there, you buy, and you keep them. And I just started, hoarding every good catalog title that they would have. So I would go to, I've pretty much been to every store in the, a 60-mile radius, and I've pretty much cleaned out all their catalog titles. And now I still go there, every few weeks to pick up the newer titles that they put on sale, and they're now.
Do they know you in the store? They're like,
no, because I go
that guy that comes in and buys everything.
I go to so many now that I've been to so many that I don't really take home to one store. I just go to I drive past them, I stop and go, I have to go in. I was in Indianapolis, seeing Yes over the summer, and I was like, gotta hit up Family Video because they had like 4 Family Videos in Indianapolis. So I had to find time to fucking stop and go to these Family Videos to see if they had anything worthwhile. So I have about 1,200 movies in my collection. Like I said yesterday, about 700 of them have come from this place, and they're just so dirt cheap. I haven't paid more than $2 for pretty much any movie in my collection, and I think that's the fun of the hunt. Moodz tells me all this money that he spends on movies. It just really sucks because I wish there was places out there by Moodz because he would have such a great time.
There really isn't a whole lot by me either.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it totally sucks, man. Not being able to go out and get those good, awesome deals. See, my biggest thing is that I gotta fucking pay for shipping, and shipping to Canada is like, well, we always joke about it. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. I pay more in shipping than you're paying for your movies. So
yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it drives me It drives me up the wall.
Man, that's because you're foreign to us.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Oh,
so anyway,
fuck.
I started posting, videos every once in a while. And,
how long have you had your YouTube channel, actually posted?
2009, I started with video game stuff, and then, 2010, I got into movies, and I was just buying crazy amounts of movies off Amazon.
So you've been around for a while then?
Yeah, I've been around for a long time, But, that's the play of the game. You could be a YouTube star like Moodz, or you could be like me, but that's all right.
I started in April of 2012.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you're almost up there with me. But, yeah, it's pretty much how I got started. And, my Laserdisc collecting days have, died down a little bit because it's hard to find stuff that I don't have. And the stuff I do want, you're going to have to, end up paying crazy amounts of money because I know I've talked to Moodz about this. I sent him some awesome Laserdisc art, but, horror Laserdiscs are just so fucking expensive to get. But they're really awesome artwork, and whenever I go to conventions and stuff, I always bring these things for the people to sign. It's just something different that you don't really see every day. That's why
it's definitely
I think I'm into it.
They are cool as hell to look at. When you just showed them the other day when we was in a video chat, they are neat to look at, and they're neat to show to people. They're just they're kind of a unique little cool history in the media world.
Oh yeah.
I like them a lot. They really are cool.
Oh yeah.
You know what? One of the coolest things about the Laserdisc format is the surface.
Yeah.
Of them. You can get so many autographs on those fucking things.
Oh yeah.
I mean, compared to a DVD, you can fill that shit up with 3 or 4 fucking people. The Laserdisc, man, you could get fucking everybody from all the actors to the production team.
You can get the fucking extras.
You put the fucking extras around that thing. That's hilarious. No, but I totally agree, man. The way the Laserdiscs look, the art, amazing. And yeah, and like Jeremy said, the price of horror Laserdiscs are they're up there.
Yeah.
Up there. I've had my eye on the Maniac one because I collect editions of Maniac, the original film from 1980, and I keep finding the one for about $25, but they want 25 shipping to Canada. Fuck that! I'm not paying $50.
Yeah, I remember I got mine in a lot with Dead Alive and Shocker and Vamp and fucking Maniac. I think I paid like $8 for the whole lot because nobody found it, and it was a badass lot. And I got William Lustig to sign it, so it's a pretty cool edition. I want to get one for Moodz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that's your collecting story?
Pretty much. Anybody has anything else to say?
Nope.
No.
Do a lot of collecting on or via the internet.
I did a lot of collecting over the weekend, Black Friday.
Don't get into this.
spent,
I'm
like,
sick of
all
Black
my
Friday.
money.
Sick of Black Friday.
Yeah, I am too.
That's for another day. I don't give a shit how many people got trampled or anything like that. All right.
Fuck! I was hearing the stories too. Jesus.
Really? Dude?
See, up in Canada, we're even going. Fucking crazy bastards with their Black Friday. People are risking their lives to save 50%.
There's even a website called Black Friday Death Counts, and there's been 7 deaths and 90 injuries.
Are you serious? Like, what do you like?
What?
I'm sure that toaster oven is really worth it.
Let's see. One shopper pepper sprayed and arrested in argument over TV at New Jersey Walmart. Thanksgiving Day bargain shoppers send 11-year-old to hospital. Teens returning home from Black Friday shopping fell asleep at the wheel and killed in wreck. Man stabbed during Black Friday event.
I don't think that counts if you fall asleep on your way home.
I don't know.
But
It's a pretty funny website.
yeah, like
That is outrageous.
somebody got into a fight Black Friday, but that was pretty much it. I mean, it was pretty chill on the mean streets of Pennsylvania this past week.
Unless you live in the middle of nowhere.
So yeah, want to move on?
Sure. So now we're going to move into a segment we like to call Movies We Watched This Week. This segment's probably going to be the longest segment of the podcast every week, so we're going to be talking about...
Except for this week. Horror News might go a little bit longer this week.
Yeah. And then, so we're going to be talking about every film that we watched this week, and I guess we could discuss and talk about our thoughts about it and stuff like that. And then we're going to have a pick of the week. I think Moodz wants to do a pick on DVD and a pick on Blu-ray. And these are going to be movies that we watched this week that stood out the most to us and that we
basically
guys
a
to know
high
about.
recommendation.
Yeah.
Or a high avoid.
Or one or the other.
That way.
Whatever works for you guys. So, who wants to start? You want me to start?
Sure.
Go ahead.
All right, so I only watched 3 movies this week because of the holidays. I watched fucking American Mary, which I know Moodz fucking loves.
Just roll with that one.
Yeah, so American Mary,
Yes,
I don't want to do
awesome
spoilers, but Moodz says people shit on the ending. Right, Moodz?
film. Yes, and
So this was
very
Soska
confused.
Sisters, correct?
Correct.
they're actually right from where I am.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yep.
So, American Mary is a solid horror, it's a solid flick. I think Moodz will agree with me. It's definitely something, didn't you see Alice Moodz in American Mary kind of have like the same thing in common a little bit?
Yeah, they're kind of similar. Yep.
Yeah, I think they're, a little bit similar to each other. It kind of had a girl with the dragon tattoo type of feel too, towards the middle of it. If any of you guys have seen any of the series, but I really liked American Mary. I give it a good recommendation for sure if you guys could find it. Then
Yeah.
I watched Not Quite Hollywood, which is an awesome documentary on Australian exploitation. Moodz, I think you love this one as well.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
one
great.
that I've
really
been
great.
meaning to check out for a long time. It just sounds really, really cool, right up my alley. I know it's one of those things where I know when I watch it, I'm gonna be sitting there with a pen and a pad writing down like all the films that I want to check out after watching it.
And they're all out of print and extremely fucking
Fuck.
expensive. So good luck getting any of them.
That's exactly what I did.
That's
when
so
I was watching
sad.
that too.
Isn't that like the saddest thing ever?
Yep.
Oh, it's so disappointing because when I was watching that for the first time, I don't know, a while back, they were talking about Turkey Shoot, and I was like, oh my, yeah, I need to fucking check that movie out. So I go online to, purchase it. Yeah, right. That shit is so out of fucking print and expensive. I'm like, this is ridiculous, and so that really sucks. But yeah,
It's a really fun movie. They kind of break up the movies into segments. Talking about like the nudity and stuff like that. And there's a lot of fucking nudity in this documentary. I was surprised.
Yeah.
It got an R rating here in the States, considering how much fucking nudity was in that fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not
Very
gonna-
informative though. Very informative.
very informative.
I love how they broke it down. With the horror and the action and exploitation. Like everything was really well done. Really well done.
Really good Magnet flick, but Magnet puts out
Magnet put that out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Magnet. And then I have my pick of the week, but are we going to talk about this last, or should I talk about it now?
You can
No, just save it for...
do it now.
Do it now?
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
so Moodz sent me some Stream Factories if you guys follow me on YouTube, and I pick of the week goes to The Burning, of course. Miramax's first film and a kick-ass
Didn't
score
one of the
by.
Weinsteins actually direct that?
I don't think they directed it, but they funded it. It's
Yeah,
the
okay,
first.
I'm
It's the first
pretty
Weinstein
sure they
film.
either wrote or one of the Weinsteins wrote or directed that movie.
Well, it's the first Weinstein-funded movie and the first Miramax movie, so. And it has a very kick-ass score, so if any of you guys want another fucking awesome horror score, listen to The Burning, because Rick Wakeman of Yes did the score, and it's fucking awesome. But, people compare The Burning to be the best slasher of all time, I think JP, you said that people compare The Burning and Maniac as, the best slashers of all time.
Well, I think what I said was Maniac and The Burning are the two that I hear most that are the best horror slashers that don't have a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say that it's better than Maniac?
Ooh, that's rough. Maniac is a perfect movie almost. Nah, I think Maniac's a better film than The Burning, but The Burning is still a very awesome movie, and the characters are extremely likable. I think Moodz, you'll agree with me that you actually, like these characters, and it sucked when they got knocked off because, you really like them. And there's a young Jason Alexander in this movie, and he's fucking hilarious.
That's why that movie's so effective,
funny.
though.
Yeah,
that's why that movie's so effective, because there's so many slashers out there where they have all the cliched characters and really nobody gives a shit about them. This movie has an abundance of characters that you don't want to see die, but you do at the same time because, you're there to watch a slasher, but you feel shitty when they die.
Yeah.
That's an effective fucking movie.
Yeah, and there's and the first kill didn't really come in until like 40 minutes of the film, which is,
Yeah.
Are you
really
trying
builds...
to say that nobody cares about Greaser #1 from Friday the 13th Part 5?
And you guys know where I stand on, the whole argument with, the best slasher of all time. I mean, everybody has their own opinion. To say something is the best is ridiculous, right? It's all first.
Obviously.
Right? But,
personal.
if it came down to these two movies, Maniac, The Burning, everybody that watches my channel and knows me personally knows that Maniac is my favorite slasher film of all time and one of my favorite movies of all time. So I think Maniac is a brilliant film from start to finish. Everything about that movie is awesome.
Oh, yeah,
so
sure.
The Burning, actually, I own the Scream Factory release also. I have not cracked it open yet. I just recently watched Maniac for the first time, and I would say that, in my opinion, it's probably the best standalone slasher that I've seen. So I'm really curious to see, after I see The Burning, what I would choose as the best out of those two.
And,
Oh, and just
The Burning
Bob
had...
Weinstein did do the screenplay to The Burning.
Who gives a living fuck, JP? No one cares who wrote The Burning. Okay? Okay, so Harvey Weinstein wrote the original story of The Burning.
Bob Weinstein.
No, Harvey Weinstein. Look on IMDb, motherfucker. It says Harvey Weinstein.
It says, on Wikipedia, it says Bob Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein, the original story. Bob Weinstein did the screenplay. But anyway.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, whatever.
Anyways.
But anyway, the fucking Burning has a kick-ass lineup of actors. Brian Backer, who really, as most of everybody knows from Fast Times at Richmond High, really dropped off from the acting planet. I think he did a cameo in some shitty vampire movie a few years ago, but since then he really hasn't been in shit. And, he was really good. He was one of the main... I think you would say he was the main character, right, Moodz?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, has very young Jason Alexander, like I said earlier, who is fucking hilarious in the movie. He's the type of dude, if you guys seen the South Park episode where Cartman goes to fat camp and he sneaks in all the food, that's kind of like Jason Alexander's character who sneaks in, porno and condoms and stuff like that. So,
that's a good comparison.
Good
comparison.
Yeah. So, Burning is a very good slasher.
Now that has Tom Savini effects, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Are they
so does
freaking
Maniac.
Awesome? Yeah, Maniac does too. Maniac had some great effects.
There's effects. There's a scene on a boat with some kills that are. I think that's one of the best effects of the movie. Moodz, do you think the scissors going through the neck was the best effects of the movie?
I think the scissors is definitely the best effect in that. I think the most exciting kill of the film, it definitely is the raft scene, because there's just so much carnage in like 10 seconds. It's crazy. Yeah. But, you know.
But, The Burning, if you guys are looking for a good old classic slasher movie, I guess you could see that. I don't think it's as good as Sleepaway Camp or any of those other 80s slashers, but it's still pretty good, I would say. So that's why I picked it for my pick of the week. So that's everything I watched this week. Next week, I promise I'll be watching more. You know. I usually watch a lot more than this.
I actually have a lot that I've watched, but it's mainly over the last 2 or so weeks. The first one that I watched, one of the first ones that I watched, is actually a sequel. It's called The Thompsons. Are you guys familiar with that?
No.
Have you seen The Hamiltons?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was one of the 8 films to die for, I believe, in the first series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a kind of a cool, interesting vampire story where you had this family that was weird, and they just happened to be vampires. That's what I took away from that film. It was neat. It was about this odd family who live this odd life and are also vampires. So The Thompsons is a sequel, came out in 2012, and it's kind of, I believe it has the same actors, same director and stuff, but it just has nothing that the first one had. You know, the original ideas and the just weirdness of everything. It's more of a just generically cheap vampire film now, and it actually on the cover it says Twilight meets Tarantino. That's an actual quote, and I find that to be like one of the worst quotes I've ever heard.
It's actually one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's not even one of the worst quotes. It's one of the worst combinations of letters and words.
Where do you get off writing something like that?
I know, right?
You got some fucking nerve.
And who gets off on putting it on the cover?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
But anyway, I mean, overall, it just came off very, very average. Adds nothing new to the vampire genre. Has some crappy CGI. They tried some interesting narration stuff that I think is where and flash forwards and like the film done in like not a linear timeline, and I think that's where the whole Tarantino comes in. But it's not really anything special. I'd give that film like a 5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about one, Moodz, and then I'll do another one after you?
Sure. One of the films that I watched this week, it's actually one of my favorites shot on video films ever, actually. It's the newly released director's cut of Video Violence. I thought it was actually quite interesting because the director's cut is about 10 minutes shorter than the original cut of Video Violence.
That's always interesting when the director's cut is shorter.
Yeah, I heard the fucking new Old Boy remake, the director's cut is like 3 hours and 15 minutes, and it's just like, oh, fucking shoot me. I do not want to watch fucking 3 hours and 15 minutes of Spike Lee's fucking Old Boy, which made $2 million in 900 theaters, which is just laughable, but that's off track. Sorry.
But yeah, the newly released director's cut of Video Violence, which came out in the limited edition Video Violence box set that you can get at alternativecinema.com. It was limited to like 250 pieces. It comes with Video Violence VHS.
Yeah, I did see that set. It looks pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome. Actually, the update that I'm just uploading right now, you can check it out. I'm going to do a video, specifically showing it off, but it's got both VHS. It's a very nice set. But the director's cut, it's pretty much exactly like the original cut of it. It's just got a few things cut out, just kind of the stuff that drags along. Really, it's not much different, but very enjoyable. If you're not a fan of shot on video films, I guess I probably wouldn't recommend this one to you. If you're kind of interested, definitely check out Video Violence because, in my opinion, it's probably one of the best, if not the best, shot on video film ever. In my opinion, I think it's brilliant. It has a great idea because it's all based in a fucking video store and stuff, which is very cool to watch because you see the old posters.
Yeah, you know what other movie was like that, and it sucked major cock, fucking Late Fee. So fuck that shit. Everyone knows that's the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Well, It's almost
What's
as bad as
funny
Clown
is
Hunt, but
I recently watched Late Fee, probably 2 weeks ago. It was in my 10 and 10, volume 1, very original series that I came up with, on my YouTube channel, YouTube/DoubleshotJ if you want to check it out. But Late Fee, I didn't hate it. I just thought that it's kind of almost like an anthology format, and I thought that the stories were garbage, but the outside, things like around it, the when they go and get the movies and go
yeah,
back
but that's the
and
coolest
stuff, that was
part.
all
That's why
cool,
the movie
man.
sucked dick. The two fucking short stories were the fucking worst things
The first
ever.
one was okay
It's like
because it was an actual narrative.
I don't
The
give
second
a
one
shit.
was just retarded.
I don't give a shit about these two fucking short stories. Get back to the video stores. That's all I want to fucking see. Fucking hate that movie. Fucking asshole.
So
Okay,
anyways,
take it over.
so video violence. Just a quick little, rundown on the film. It's basically about this guy that runs this video store, and one day a videotape is returned to him, and he opens it up and it's the wrong tape. It's like a blank tape. So this guy the guy that works with him, he's very curious about it, and he wants to watch it. So they eventually put it in the video player, and it turns out that they recognize the guy that's on the video that's being murdered. They're like, holy shit, this is totally real. And then all of a sudden these videos keep popping up all over the place, and he starts to investigate. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, they kind of recognize the people out there that are in these videos. And it's basically the town is fucking nuts. They're creating their own movies. They love horror so much that they want to create their own type of horror movies by filming them and, putting them out, like basically their own little snuff films and shit. Very cool idea. I like the movie.
Yeah.
So when the scenes in the video store, how much is there? A lot of scenes in the video store, or just a little bit?
There's actually quite a bit. Yeah, there's
And
quite a few
is there
scenes.
actual titles like on the shelves? Like, can you recognize shit, or is it like bad quality, or you just like fake films?
You can recognize titles and stuff, especially the posters.
That's cool.
The posters are all over and stuff. It's very cool.
That's always fun to like. It's like a little treasure hunt when you just when you see like older stuff. Even I know you're a big fan of this stuff set in grocery stores, and you're looking like, oh, look at that Nesquik. Look how old that. I remember that.
Perfect example is Intruder. It's actually one of my favorite slasher films of all time. That movie's all set in a grocery store, and I love the scene where they're walking down the cereal aisle and seeing all the different types of cereal. I was telling Jeremy the other day that I'm a cereal freak. Like, I have like 25 different kinds of cereal in my house at all times. I'm like a fucking 4-year-old kid. I'm like a 4-year-old kid when it comes to cereal, man. I love it. But,
There's something very 80s about cereal.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's dying off.
But I will say,
it is dying off.
Video violence has really, really great effects for a shot on video film that's micro budget, man. Like, this movie basically costs nothing. Special features, they tell, Gary Cohen tells the whole thing, about budgeting and stuff like that. But this is like micro budget.
Yeah.
And they did a really, really good job. Like, there's a scene where they cut off this girl's arm in this deli, and it looks really fucking good, man.
That's what I loved. That's what I loved about Fetus, man. Fetus had some of the fucking best effects for an independent movie I've ever seen. They're so good. That's why I said you have to get Fetus Moodz. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
So, did you want me to throw out another one?
Yeah, I'm done with video violence.
Okay. So I watched. If anybody follows the Body Bags YouTube channel, I recently did Species 1 and 2. I reviewed, and Species 2 is kind of the one I wanted to talk about briefly. Species 1, pretty solid story. Basically just a '90s alien movie. With kind of social commentary on, are we kind of the bad ones and the aliens are the good ones? A little bit of that there. Had a little bit of substance to it. It was, overall just kind of a cool horror film. But Species 2, I was like extremely shocked by the amount of like gore and violence in that movie. It was like, it felt like an exploitation film. It was like the true definition of a sequel, just amping up the gore and nudity and sexuality and just grossness. And it's funny to do that with the Species films, because the first Species, kind of felt like a, mainstream horror film from the 90s, which is weird.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Species 2?
I haven't seen any of them, to be honest.
Yeah. I've seen the whole franchise, but I haven't watched them in so long. I need to revisit them, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of working my way through the 4 right now. I'm not expecting much great things with, part 3 and 4, but Species 2 was a lot of fun. I was pretty impressed at the amount of, like, gore and just, like, violence. And there's, like, an alien sex scene that is just weird. You gotta see it. It's something that you just need to see.
Maybe I'll see if they have them on Swap.
It's weird.
Swap
But I would give the first Species a 7.5 out of 10, and Species 2 I'd also give a 7.5 out of 10. They're both pretty solid 90s horror films. Sci-fi, got a lot of alien stuff in there. It's kind of been done before and done to death, but they have their own little unique things about them.
Yeah, for sure.
So go ahead, let's kick off another one.
Okay, so I recently watched a movie called Tony. It's a British movie that came out, I don't know if I can find it, 2010.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this movie.
Yeah, Tony. So it's basically about this guy. He's an unemployed weirdo, basically. He's a loner. And he's like obsessed with, action films and stuff. And like I said, he's unemployed, so he has like nothing but time on his hands. He, just walks the streets, meets people, and just does random weird fucking things. And so it's basically about this guy's everyday life, and he has like a dark side to him. He just kind of kills people. It's literally like that. It's so kind of subtle though too. There's a scene in the movie, right after he kind of does his first kill, and they don't show this one, but they show him waking up in bed, and there's a body just kind of sitting up that's totally rotten next to him in the bed, and he just gets up and he's like, "Oh, I'm hungry. I need some breakfast." And it's kind of got that type of feel to it. It's a really short movie. It runs about 73 minutes. It's kind of reached the point. It's slow, but it's kind of entertaining. And he likes to dismember his bodies and get rid of them. And it's just really about this. It's just about him and, what it comes down to. And I don't know, at the end of the movie's, it's very dark. I'll just say that. It's very dark, and it's a quick watch. I would recommend it. It was interesting. It was interesting just because the guy that played Tony did a good job with the acting. He was very believable as a loner and a weirdo. And, I thought it was really fun. Really fun.
That sounds fun. I have to check that out.
I love horror films that have dark endings or ambiguous endings. I just like anything that isn't typical style endings. So,
and the apartment that he lives in is so abysmal. Like, it's just, you feel sorry for him because he's just, he's living off like, assistance and kind of things like, so he can't really afford anything. So his apartment consists of like, a little love seat and a couch and just a shitty table and like this little like 13-inch TV that he plays his action VHS tapes on and stuff. It really adds to the feel of like how poor and like how just kind of secluded from society this guy is. It almost feels very claustrophobic because you spend a lot of time in the apartment with this character, and but you can tell that like he's not only like he's fucked in the head, but there's a moment where his neighbor comes downstairs, a female, to borrow or she needs a bandage. She cut her finger. And, you can kind of tell that he's thinking about killing her, but he totally doesn't. And like, you kind of feel for him a little bit. I don't know, man. They did a really good job with it. I think it's
definitely sounds like something.
I'm happy to definitely get that.
What would you rate that?
I would probably give it, a good probably 7.5 out of 10. I mean, it's short. It's not over.
Which isn't
crazy.
I hate, that's one thing that kind of bothers me is when filmmakers think that they have to make a 90-minute film or something. Yeah. If it only takes 70 minutes to tell your story, then tell it in 70 minutes. Don't pad and don't, it always bothers me when you can just tell that a film would have worked so much better if it was, 75 minutes instead of 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, who's next? Well, I already gave all mine. So.
So I also watched Grindhouse, the Blu-ray where it has, you know, both Planet Terror and Death Proof back to back. I did the full watch. I've had this set for months, and every time I went to watch, you know, because you got to set a big chunk of time to do the whole thing. Every time I went to do it, something came up, and I would get like, I don't know, 30 minutes into Planet Terror, and then I would leave. So I watched the first 30 minutes of Planet Terror like 10 times.
Saw that in theaters.
Did you see? This is a fucking film that I missed out on completely. Like, this was at that weird time, 2007-ish, where I really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to horror. It was like high school. I was out like, I think I was in high school. Can't really remember. Yeah, I was in high school. But I was, you know, just out and about doing crazy stuff, and I just wasn't paying attention to anything. And I am so bummed that I didn't go see this. This is just like one of those cool experiences that like, it's like a highlight of the decade, really. Like, it's something cool that happened in the 2010 decade, or, you know, 2000s. And I really like the idea behind it. It sucks that it didn't do really good, because I would have loved to see them come back and do like Machete and Hobo with a Shotgun together and stuff like that. You know, it really would have been a cool thing to keep going.
I don't think Hobo would be a good, you know, because I think it would be cut to shit and it wouldn't have the same effect that it does.
I never seen Hobo.
What the fuck
Machete.
are you doing? How have you not seen Hobo with the Shotgun?
I don't know.
It's only like the most talked about movie of the year that it came out.
Which year was that?
When did it come out? It was 2011?
20, I think 2011.
Yeah.
No, 20, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 2010.
Yeah, I mean, Planet Terror is just I remember I didn't get it when it came out. I do remember seeing it, and I seen the chick with the gun on her leg, and I was like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I really didn't understand that it was being this Grindhouse, you know, over the top silliness. I just thought that it was like a movie, and that kind of bothered me. That's probably one of the reasons it kind of slipped under my radar, because I didn't really know a lot about the, you know, more lesser known stuff back then. I knew more about the mainstream Friday the 13th and Hellraisers, Halloweens, and stuff like that. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one though. It's the first time I watched it from front to end, or in general. I did see a bit of Planet Terror before that. Death Proof felt really like one of those exploitation style Grindhouse movies. I think Tarantino really understood what he, you know, what they were, and tried to just mimic it directly instead of, you know.
That's basically what Death Proof was. You know, he grew up on that stuff, and he did a really good job. One of my favorite things about Death Proof is the fact that he used the real, you know, the stunt actresses in that, and they were really doing those stunts, and because
you know, that shit was amazing.
That's what they did in the 70s. They used to have real stunt, you know, drivers and do real stunts like that, and so he wanted to mimic that to the fullest, and I think he did a great job with the movie.
Yeah, and that's what he did. He essentially just mimicked and copied. You know, not in a negative way. I don't mean it in a negative way, but you know, that's hard to do. It's hard to create something that no longer happens and exists. You know. And make it feel like it belongs. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed Death Proof. I liked Planet Terror a lot. I probably liked it a little bit more just because it was more fun. But Death Proof, I think, is probably better.
I prefer Death Proof for the simple fact that, like, Tarantino's dialogue that he wrote in the movie is awesome, man.
Yeah, I know. I love the dialogue.
It's great, man, and I'm a big fan of movies with lots of dialogue, so that one really does work for me.
Yeah, I am too. I like dialogue-heavy movies.
Yeah, but yeah, I seen the Grindhouse in theaters. It was very cool, actually.
Yeah, it was cool. They like broke it up in like an intermission. It was cool.
Yeah, the intermission had all the the trailers and stuff. It was very cool, very cool. But you know,
why is Thanksgiving or whatever not made yet?
I don't know, because Eli Roth doesn't direct movies.
Yeah.
Right, he's doing Green Inferno.
Yeah,
it's like done.
But personally, I like the I love the Grindhouse cuts of the films, the theatrical cuts, but like the extended cuts are like 20, 25 minutes longer a piece.
Now,
Yeah.
what you said that I don't have the extended cuts, but I was pretty sure when I hit play, it was like the extended cut or something.
I think that that DVD or that Blu-ray version with both the movies on it, I think is theatrical. So I'm pretty sure those are theatrical cuts.
I'm gonna have to double check because from what I remember, there was 2 versions. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, I've got the extended cuts are, I don't know. I love them though. They're great.
So
They're
as
films.
a whole, I highly recommend anybody sees Grindhouse, especially if you like that kind of stuff. And as a whole, because I think that's the best way to judge that film as an experience, as one thing, and not really break them down into the 2 separate films. I would give that a straight up probably a 9 out of 10. I think it's a complete blast and awesome time.
Mm.
I guess that. I don't know about that high, but
Yeah. I don't know. So am I up next here?
yes, sir.
Okay. So I picked up one of the latest Code Red releases. It's a double feature featuring Invasion of the Blood Farmers and Silent Night Bloody Night. I'm not going to talk about Silent Night Bloody Night because I haven't watched the Code Red version of it yet.
Wait. Did you say Silent Night Bloody Night?
Yeah.
That's what you watched?
No. It's a double feature. I watched Invasion of the Blood Farmers.
Is that movie in the public domain?
Wait, so Silent Night Bloody Night is, you said Code Red released it?
They just released it on a double feature.
They just released it. Like when?
Within the last month.
That's pretty weird considering some of my news has to do with Silent Night Bloody Night.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so double feature by Code Red, and like I said, I watched Invasion of the Blood Farmers, and it's basically about this like really hillbilly fucking backwards town. And what they're doing is they're draining the blood of people from the town, and people coming through and stuff, to keep their catatonic queen alive. That she's laying in like this glass coffin.
That sounds so awesome, dude.
It's like, okay, so that's basically the story of the movie. That's exactly what they're doing. They're just draining people's blood and fucking trying to keep her alive and shit. It's ridiculous. But the acting in this movie is so funny, man. At times, you think that you're watching a play. Like, literally a play. It's fucking so over the top and funny. And there's this ridiculous priest in here. He's just like, everything he says is like, he's kind of flamboyant. And he's like kind of hyper too. Oh, fuck, dude. It's so funny. But I don't know. Overall, it's a really, really goofy film. Fun. It's from the early 70s, I believe. 1972. The same year, actually, as Silent Night, Bloody Night. The Code Red transfer is it's very scratchy. It's a DVD. It's very scratchy. It's transfer from the original 35mm print, so it's very scratchy, but it looks clear though, if that makes any sense. It's done in widescreen, so it's pretty good. But I don't know. I would recommend it if you like these old kind of throwback fucking low budget films. It was pretty fun. It's not, by all means, not a great movie. The acting is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
So what you're saying is you would recommend it for a cheap price.
Totally. Like, these Code Red DVDs are way overpriced. I wouldn't recommend paying what I did, but...
Sold out anyway, so you can't even get it.
Is it sold out?
Yes, sir. But Moodz, fucking Voices from Beyond isn't sold out, but Just Before Dawn is sold out.
Oh, it just sold out today then, because it was still in stock yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so Invasion of Blood Farmers, like I said, you have to be kind of into these films to watch it, but...
I'm curious, what would you rate a film like that?
Honestly, probably maybe a 5.5 out of 10. Like it's not
above average.
It's about average, maybe about a 5 out of 10. I wouldn't so much, kind of throw it under 5 because
now is this like a 5 across the eyes situation? Am I gonna buy this and hate you? Because I gotta be honest, it sounds super fun. It just the title, I like it.
Yeah, I never recommended Five Across. I said, if you like these types I said, this one right here you have to see for yourself, because it's so hard to tell people about that movie because, yeah, I can see it's so tedious to watch. The camera work is vicious. It's hard on your eyes. And it's like that for fucking 90 minutes, man. You know, it never backs off. It's very tedious, but yeah, I know. He still to this day hates me over that.
I know.
Tad hates everybody.
Every time you recommend something, he's like, Five Across the Eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
I still have not seen Five Across the Eyes. So yeah, I guess I'll go next again. Next up, I actually watched a film that I remember seeing on the Sci-Fi Channel. I remember flipping through the channels back in the 90s.
Sharknado.
No, not Sharknado. This was old, good Sci-Fi Channel where they actually played like some decent shit. But I don't know if I'd necessarily call this film like decent stuff. It's called Evolver. And this film, I never really heard anybody else talk about this one. I grabbed it super cheap, like $3 new. And it's overflowing with 90s ooze, dude. It has so much 90s-ness to it. It's fucking back when virtual reality was supposed to be like the next big thing, and everybody was like, man, I can't wait till virtual reality happens. And then like, you know, next year they'd be like, oh man, you see that Virtual Boy thing? That thing's gonna be awesome. You know, and this kid basically is playing at this arcade, you know, an arcade, man. That's pretty cool. Which is like 90s in itself. And he's playing this game where the high score guy, whoever gets the highest score in the world, is basically going to receive this prototype, robot that is basically a game. So they deliver this robot, and the plot is so cheesy 90s that, it was used for a military weapon that like went bad. And so the developer turned it into a kid's toy, you know, you know that. So, and it evolved, like, you know, every time you beat it, in a game, it evolves to the next level. And it's basically picks up like, it shoots these little rubber balls, but it picks up like these steel ball bearings and stuff and is like killing people with them. It's just really, kind of violent for the nature of the movie.
What's the name of the fucking movie?
I said it at the very beginning, if you was paying attention. It's called Evolver.
Oh, that's right.
But, yeah, I really recommend actually seeing it if you can get it for cheap. It's so fun because it has that 90s, feel to it. And of course you have the kid whose parents, split up and...
Evolver, is that what you said it's called?
Evolver. Yeah. It's from 1995. I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's a bad movie, but it's bad in so many good ways.
Interesting.
Huh. Yes, I definitely heard you talk about that on the 10 and 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I created that's pretty awesome. I'm glad you caught that.
Okay, so next up is a movie called The Seamstress that I checked out. Has anybody seen this movie, The Seamstress?
Nope.
I think I've heard of that one. What year is it from? Do you know?
It is from 2009, released by Image. Okay, so The Seamstress follows a girl, I can't remember her name is, I think it's Allie. She is basically searching for her father, but it's kind of weird because her father is dead.
Is this the movie with the hand on the cover?
Yes.
Oh, maybe I have heard about this movie.
So, like, her father is dead, so she's basically searching for the killer of her father. And so they go to, like, this remote islands. Of course, they go to this remote islands, her and her friends and stuff, where there's, like, this ancient curse that possibly there, and it has shit to do with this. It's kind of all over the fucking place. It doesn't really even make a lot of sense. You know, this is one of those ones that's actually kind of hard to explain.
Well, it's only $2.48 on Amazon shipped, so I'm definitely going to order it.
Yeah. So basically what happened was...
Did he say it was good? I missed if he said it was good.
I don't give a shit if it's good.
I haven't got to it yet. So basically, this legend has started called... or I don't really know what to say about it.
I don't even want to see this one. It sounds weird.
So basically what happened was this girl was tortured and killed, right? And it created like this fucking myth about her that she'd come back and stuff. And the problem is with explaining this movie is that there's a few twists and stuff that I can't really fucking say.
Yeah.
Everything kind of leads into this, so I don't really want to give anything away. But basically, the Seamstress is kind of like a supernatural thing. She comes back, and she needs to kill off these people. And, overall, the movie's, it's decent, but it's really fucking weird, like, towards the end. The effects are kind of weird.
Are we talking, like, weird, like, that Wes Craven movie that we watched, like, 6 times, Deadly Blessing? Like, 'cause that one's really weird at the end.
Yeah, the end of that movie is just, wow. But, overall, it's very average. It's very average. The story is kind of there, but it's been done a million times. These revenge supernatural type films where someone's looking for something. Yeah, it's been done, so.
Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of any supernatural type stuff lately. I've not seen really anything super original as of late. I still haven't seen like Conjuring or anything, but I'm just kind of sick of them right now. So this one doesn't sound very fun to me. What would you rate it?
Like I said, it's very average. So probably 5.5 out of 10. It has Lance Hendrickson and he plays the.
Well, that was a selling point. You should have led with that.
Well, sorry, but. But you try to sell from the story first, without throwing its big names. No, he's not really in the film a whole lot.
You not look at DVD covers, man. You got to throw the name out right away, man. Real big, even if they're only in it for 2 seconds.
Yeah, the Seamstress, it's okay. It's a very average film. That's all I gotta say.
Like Hellworld, he's only in it for 3 seconds.
Yeah,
they're gonna call it a Hellraiser movie.
He's terrible. Like he wasn't even good in that one.
No.
So yeah, the last one before my pick of the week is Splinter, and this one was kind of battling for that pick of the week spot because I really enjoyed this one. I remember Danny reviewing this one a long time ago. And have you seen it, Jeremy?
I haven't. I haven't watched it though.
Yeah, I recommend checking it out when you get a chance.
Right.
Actually, check it out this week and let me know what you think of it next week.
All right.
So, Moodz, you've seen Splinter?
Yes.
Yeah, so first of all, anybody who knows anything about me knows that I love horror films set in primarily one location, like Frozen on a ski lift or, in a cube or, just any random place on a raft, I love that idea of people being stranded or locked or stuck somewhere. And this film, they're kind of in a gas station throughout the whole film. And basically there's this mold-like substance that basically is like a parasite that takes over the host, which is, usually a person or an animal, and makes it all nasty and killery and violent. And it's kind of, it's probably been done a little bit before, stuff like this, but this one was just really cool. The effects were fun. It's just a all-around fun watch. It really is. And they don't go into the mythology of the like splintery ooze stuff because it kind of gets these like spines and splinter things. That's where the name comes from. But definitely some cool gore scenes and stuff. I definitely recommend Splinter. What do you think about it, Moodz? Did you like that one?
Yeah, I loved it. I agree. I love films that take place in one setting like that too. It works really well. The effects are awesome. It's just a great all-around film. It's just, I love the look of the, I guess the kind of this parrot. Like, what do you want to call it?
Yeah,
what
that's
exactly
what I was
is?
kind
It's
of
like it's kind of like a parasite or.
It's like a mold parasite type of substance that like kind of attacks the host and grows on it. It's like a cross between like that fungus green shit in Stephen King's segment and show and like something else.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I would give that film a solid 7.5 out of 10. It's maybe even higher, but I'll stick with that right now. It's from 2008. Jeremy, definitely check it out. I got it for
I have it
at Walmart.
Yeah,
it's definitely worth the watch. It's a great one. Okay, so I watched Alice Sweet Alice this week because I recently got the DVD finally after all these years. I used to own this on VHS actually. Finally got the fucking DVD. It's been out of print for a long time, released by Anchor Bay. Alice Sweet Alice is from, what year is it? 1978, I believe it came out, or 76. I don't know. It doesn't have the year. I can't remember. But it is basically about this girl named Alice. Her younger sister, right before her first communion, she gets killed in the church. And basically, everyone, or all the evidence and everything is kind of leaning towards Alice, the older sister. Did she do it? Didn't, or she claims that she didn't do it, but everything is fucking leaning towards her. And, throughout the film, it's more of like it's kind of like a mystery kind of thriller horror type film. And it's really about this girl. She's like a little bastard kid. And, it's a really good film. It's actually the film debut of Brooke Shields. She plays the younger girl that gets killed in the beginning of the film. I've never really been like overly too stoked on this film. I think it's a well-made film, but kind of predictable in my opinion towards the end because, especially for the time it's made. I don't really want to say anything else about it. I don't want to give anything else away, but it's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's got a really fucking creepy mask. The kid, or Alice, she wears this fucking amazingly creepy mask. It's like this clear kind of, if you've ever seen the cover art for the movie, just check it out. That's the mask that she wears in it. And it's a good movie, but it's not one of my favorites in the world. If I had to rate it, it's definitely worth like a 7.5. It's a well-made film, just not one of my favorites, but
it sounds like something that wouldn't have a whole lot of rewatch value.
It doesn't, actually. It doesn't. I haven't watched this movie in years since I had it on VHS, and it's kind of why.
Would you recommend a buy on that?
Well, for collecting purposes, yeah. I mean, if you can get it for cheap, though. Like I said, this one always sells for a decent amount of money because it's one of these old Anchor Bay releases that's been out of print forever. So, but I managed to find this for one for about $15 a few weeks ago, which is actually a good price for it if you look at the prices.
It's one that I've always kind of had on the wish list and never really saw it for a price that I wanted to go for. So I'll probably sit on that one until it gets maybe an HD release down the road or find it super cheap somewhere.
It's definitely one of those ones that you got to judge for yourself. It's kind of hard to tell somebody because you can't really say so much about it. So I don't know. It's okay though.
Cool.
So, do you have any more before we get into our picks of the week?
Yeah, I got a few more DVDs here. I recently watched Madison County. Has anyone seen that one?
Is that the one with
That's the one with the pig head, right?
Yeah, the monster on the front.
Yeah, it's got the dude with the pig head on it.
I just picked that up at Family
I
Video.
remember when that was being promoted, and they actually did a pretty good job with promotion because I've seen it a lot of places. But I remember when it came out, I heard everybody saying how much of a letdown and how crappy it was. Is that true, or is that just the general masses being bitchy?
The thing about this movie, though, is that the storyline isn't original. That's the biggest problem with it. It's not a bad or a poorly made film. It's just the story's not original. It's about a guy that heads out to Madison County to go find this person that wrote this book about the infamous killer. Hence the dude with the fucking pig head.
It's like Hills Run Red.
Yeah, it's basically the story's been done a million times. So upon arrival, him and his friends, they go into this diner, and of course everybody there is totally denying the fact that this killer ever exists, or even the writer and stuff like that.
This movie sounds cliched as hell, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, it is. It definitely fucking is. But there's so many random, okay, of course they descend into the bush and stuff, and then they start getting picked off one by one. Of course, it's very typical cliche slasher.
Now, stuff like The Hills Run Red kind of knows what it is and knows that it's cliche. Do you get that vibe from this one, that it knows that it's what it's doing, or is this person making it just trying to make a straight up horror film, not knowing that he's being unoriginal as hell?
I think that it's just an unoriginal idea that it's so cliched. I don't know. I don't know if he knew that he was doing this, but I don't know how you couldn't, because it's so cliched. If you're in that spot of making this type of movie, you have to have seen a movie like this. I mean, there's nothing about this movie that's original. There's a couple scenes in this movie. This is a perfect example of how fucking ridiculous this is. So the one guy, you know, he escapes the bush. He makes his way back to the fucking this diner where everybody, this old lady is in there, and she's totally denying everything and shit like that. And he's talking to her, and but why does he keep coming back to this diner? He actually ends up in this diner a couple different times in the film, asking the same questions. It's like the same thing over and over again. Is that supposed to be suspenseful? Like, it's not really adding anything to the film. It's just so ridiculous because we already know that they're not giving up any information, right? And you know that they know what's going on. It's so cliched and ridiculous. It's not a very good film at all.
So I take it it's those like typical townsfolk when you go into this small town and you know right away they know shit, but they're just like
it even had the cliched scene where they all walk into the diner, everyone stops what they're doing and stares.
Yeah, dude, this movie sounds like beyond cliche.
It even had that, and you know, and to boot, the kills aren't even that great in it.
Did you just say
a boot? No, I did not say a boot.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
I said to boot.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, even the kills aren't even that great in this, which really fucking sucks. You know, like if you're gonna watch a cliched movie like this, at least have the kills decent so there's some entertainment value. There actually is one pretty decent kill, but I mean that's not going to save this movie. I don't recommend Madison County; it's pretty shitty.
Okay, that's good because that's something that's in my wish list, and I
grabbed it for like $1 or something.
Yeah, but, it's worth $1. I mean, fuck,
yeah,
whatever.
And pretty much anything's worth $1 unless it's like,
okay,
God knows what.
So I got a couple more here. I picked up not the latest release, a release from Massacre Video called Savage Vengeance, also known as I Spit on Your Grave 2. This movie came.
I Spit on Your Grave 2. There's 2 I Spit on Your Grave 2s.
Well, no, this is like based off the original one, right? It even stars Camille Keaton, who was the original girl from I Spit in Your Grave.
Really?
Yeah. So this movie came out in the early 90s. It's basically the same movie, but on a micro budget shot on video. And it's wow. really, really fucking bad though. Like I love shot on video movies, but this one I can't recommend. It's horrible. For starters, the rape scene is basically 2 guys dry humping her with their clothes on. Like I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching here? This is ridiculous. And then to top it off, the savage vengeance that she gets is not so savage because
it's not so savage, huh?
It lasts about 5 minutes and it's just so poorly done. It's literally like the last 5 minutes of the movie and it's really poorly done. It's a short watch. I think it runs like 65 or 70 minutes, but but there's just so much pointless dialogue and just so much pointless things. Like the movie, the storyline is that 5 years earlier she was raped, and then it's 5 years later, and then of course she gets raped again. And I'm like, why does she keep nice. And I'm like, why does she keep putting herself into these positions? Because you can't even feel sorry for her. It's ridiculous. It's a poorly made movie though. I don't recommend Savage Vengeance. It's a nice release by Massacre Video, I will say that, but overall, very shitty. Under par. Moving on.
So
next up,
that one's an avoid. It sounds like.
Yeah, definitely avoid that film. Next up is the latest Dustin Mills film called The Ballad of Skinless Pete. This one comes highly, highly, highly recommended from me. I love this movie with a passion. It was fucking brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
If you're familiar with Dustin Mills films, he's done The Puppet Monster Massacre, Zombie A-Hole, Bath Salt Zombies, among films. Okay, so this one right
I'm
here.
nervous to even try any of those, dude. I think I'm gonna not like them.
Dude, I think you would fucking love his movies, man.
Really?
Yeah, you are so double guessing yourself. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, man. I think you'd love this. These are really.
Sometimes I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, so it makes sense.
But yeah, I think you would really enjoy this. This is he has a really unique way of storytelling. All his movies are not typical storylines. Hence this one. It's about this guy named Peter Peel. I think that's what his name is. He's an oncologist. He's an oncologist, and basically he figures that he's discovered the cure for cancer inside this parasite. But of course, he is actually terminal himself, and he doesn't have long to live. So before he actually, does all the actual testing on this parasite, and with the cancer and stuff, he tries it on himself. and it doesn't go so well for him. He basically his body gets skinned, like the shit just eats away his skin, and now he's just like a walking piece of flesh and stuff.
I'm looking at the screenshots. It looks fucking brutal.
It is. The effects are awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Like Justin Mills did a great job with the effects in this.
Is a great selling point for me because I just love awesome effects.
Yeah, low budget, but really, it's actually pretty decently acted. There's some full frontal nudity, which is always a plus. Good effects. It's not overly that long. It's about 80 minutes, and it's just a really fun film. I think a lot of people would really enjoy this. And I've been, promoting the shit out of Dustin Mills films lately because, every film is so different. He really brings something new to the table. Indie films.
Dustin Mills? I'm going to try a Dustin Mills film from your recommendation. So you just got that guy another buy.
Which one? The Ballad of Skinless Peach or Kill That Bitch?
Kill That Bitch isn't out
I don't
yet.
know. Kill That Bitch sounds kind of awesome, but which one would you recommend?
Well, Kill That Bitch isn't out till like February, so.
Fuck.
But,
Heart Attack.
Heart Attack is also known as Night of the Tentacles. Yeah, it's another great film. It's a really cool storyline. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. I have all his movies and stuff, so okay, I might actually do a feature on my channel about his movies. But anyways, move along. I highly recommend that. I give it probably like an 8.5 out of 10.
Ooh, am I going to try and guess the pick of the week? I think I know.
So yeah.
Wait. Are you going to? Is it pick of the week time?
No, I got one more and then my pick. Okay.
No, then my pick of the week. Then I'll kick it back to you for your pick of the week.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, so the next movie is a film by Noboru Iguchi. He also did The Machine Girl, Robo Geisha, Dead
This
Sushi.
Is Asian horror?
Among films. Batshit crazy Japanese over-the-top awesomeness called Zombie Ass Toilet of the Dead.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer to this.
Man, dude, like if these movies are so much fun. Like I was laughing from the fucking opening scene of this movie right to the end. There's so much farting and shitting and shit coming out of chicks' buttholes in this movie.
So like the ABC of Death short story?
Actually, yeah, he directed part. He directed But these movies are just nonstop action and really, really good effects. Like they're mixed practical and CG, but the CGI effects are awesome. Really well done. It looks good. More practical effects than anything, though. I'm not really going to get into the plot of this because it doesn't really matter. It's a zombie film, but if you want to know more about it, I did do a review. It'll be up tomorrow on Body Bags, but I do recommend this film. It's fucking hilarious. It's so much fun. You can't take it serious. Just check it out. Very fun shit. If
you walk into a video store, buy a DVD or whatever called Zombie Ass Night of the Toilet Dead or whatever the hell it's called, and you expect to see a serious film.
Yeah, you're kidding yourself then,
that
right?
goes without saying that you shouldn't take it serious.
Yeah.
Okay, JP, your pick of the week.
My pick of the week is. Can anybody guess it?
No, I give up.
Okay, my pick of the week is Hatchet 3 from the year 2013.
Ooh, everyone just turned the podcast off, didn't they?
I know, right? Why? What is the deal with these Hatchet 3 haters? And I think I know what it is, okay?
I have a theory on this. I have a theory on this, okay? So
I think that... Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I haven't seen Hatchet 3 yet, but I do have a theory on this. It seems like the way... I've been talking to a lot of people about Hatchet 3, and it seems like most people that prefer Hatchet 1 over 2 love Part 3. And the people that love Part 2 the most dislike Part 3. It seems like everybody that I've talked to has been like that.
Interesting.
I know. I came up with this theory because I've talked to numerous people about it, and every person that loved Part 2 more than 1 disliked Part 3. And
I like all of them.
So I prefer Part 1 over Part 2. That's why I think I'm going to like Part 3.
Okay. I just wish they would have got Danielle Harris to play the original character throughout all 3 movies.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
It's fucking annoying.
Yeah, I know.
Bothers me.
Yeah. Okay, so Hatchet 3, one thing that I absolutely like right away is the fact that it starts off right where the last one ended. Danielle Harris standing... I'm not going to spoil it because that'll spoil Hatchet 2, but, it starts up right where the previous one ended. I think that one of the main reasons that I don't think people like Hatchet 3 is that it doesn't really add anything new to the series. It doesn't really elevate in any kind of way. It's kind of more the same, but it's more of the same that I like. You know, I like Hatchet 1 and 2. I like it. It doesn't feel big enough, maybe. I think that's kind of what it is. But if you go back through the Friday the 13th films and any other slasher, it's always more of the same when you're dealing with sequels. That's why we like it. We want to see more of the same. You know, you have to add some new stuff, which, you know, the stuff that they added, the characters and stuff, I thought was great. They have Zach Galligan, of course, from Gremlins. You have Carolyn Williams, who plays a reporter, and I think that her character is so similar to Stretch that it's from Texas Chainsaw 2. It was just awesome to see that, and I really liked her character. And then there's an awesome cameo. I won't spoil it. It was kind of surprising, and it was very, very funny. There's also a lot of cool nods to the audience. Adam Green makes a cameo, and he's playing that same drunk guy that was in, you know, the other ones. It's just, honestly, it feels to me like a sequel, a trilogy, it continues the story. It totally has that sequel feel to it. Everything about it feels like a sequel. And in my opinion, I think it's the most the best Hatchet technically. I think that the camera work is better. I know Adam Green did not direct this one. And I actually think that the guy who did BJ McDonald, I believe, who was his director of photography or whatever, I think he does better, actually. I think that the sets look less fake. The gore was pretty awesome. It's just, I really enjoyed Hatchet 3. I'd give it 8 out of 10. What do you think, Jeremy? I know you've seen it.
I like all the movies. They're not movies that you should watch if you want to follow a good story or anything like that.
Why, the story's fine.
They're fun, but I think the main shopping point is the over-the-top, you know, gore, and it's not even over-the-top. It's, like, extremely over-the-top gore.
Okay, Victor Crowley is essentially Jason. I mean,
I agree. And the gore's really stepped up in the third movie.
Oh, people are screaming at the fucking at their speakers right now, saying that. I've said that before, and I've had people go, "No, it's not the fucking same. It's not the same." And I'm like, essentially, kind of, really.
It's kind of the same story, a tragic death of this kid because people were ignorant or wasn't paying attention. His father is, you know, torn up about it, much like his mother was. You know, it's kind of a similar story. But what I like is I like the repeater thing. The idea that Victor Crowley is stuck repeating this thing. He cannot be killed. It explains why he can't die. I like that idea, and it works for me. It's decent mythology. It's more than just a killer in the woods. That now they're adding some depth to it when they talk about these theories, how to kill him, and you know, maybe if we bring the grandpa back here who was part of his death, this will go away. And like, I like there's more to it than just a killer in the woods type of thing. And that's when I think it kind of gravitates away from the you know, essentially being Jason.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could see that.
Yeah, there's more to it than people give it credit. I think that is one of the things I've noticed. I think people really just see it as like silliness and just you know, comedy and stuff. Another thing, I think they toned down the comedy a little bit from part 2, which I actually think is a good thing. I thought it was fun, man. Derek Mears was cool. All the characters were cool. I'd like to see a 4th one. I'll be honest. I liked it.
Yeah, who knows if they're going to make a 4th one. Doubt it. But who knows, right?
All right, Moodz. Talk about Alice Kills already. Come on.
Well, way to spoil it. Yeah, so my pick of the week is going to be Alice Kills. Yay! Yes.
Good pick.
What can I say about this movie? Fuck, it took me a while. This movie came out in 2011. We finally got a release here in Region 1. A couple years later.
One of my favorite movies of the last long time. Fucking love that movie.
Yeah, just a very good film. Yeah, what can I say about Alice Kills? Basically starts out where Alice kind of attempts to kill her, well, not attempts, she tries to kill her indefinitely, her friend, by pushing her off a fucking building. And, of course, her friend survives. Well, this basically pushes Alice into a fucking state of, like, a downward spiral into fucking darkness, man. She just starts going mentally insane. She not only starts doing drugs, she just starts doing a whole pile of crazy shit, hanging out with the wrong people. And, you know, I really, really like the middle part of this movie, you know, like the beginning of the movie, you know, Alice does seem a little odd, but she doesn't seem overly that crazy. You know, it seems like it's almost like a different type of movie. She's hanging out with her friend. They're kind of trying to work out some issues and stuff. And
they're a little drunk and they go on the roof, you know.
Yeah, and then she basically, okay, that's it. I'm pushing her off, kind of thing. So when she finds out that her friends, you know, that she survived, she goes fucking crazy. She starts doing drugs, hanging out, buying some drugs off this. I can't remember the drug dealer's name in the film, but he does a really good job. Actually, he's a really good actor. Actually,
yeah, he's good.
He does a really good job, but she's just going fucking spiraling out of control. And that's basically the middle part of the movie. She is just, you know, doing drugs, doing crazy shit. And you really get into the psyche of her too. She's just, you can see her going deeper and deeper. And then the third act hits. Yeah. And she fucking loses it.
Oh, yeah.
She starts fucking killing people and it gets all gory and shit.
Awesome effects.
Really, really good effects. And I mean, the scene where she goes back to the drug dealer's house, because basically she ends up killing the drug dealer, kind of a spoiler alert, but anyways, she, not really a spoiler alert, but she ends up killing him because, you know, she didn't have any money. She got fired from her job because, you know, she was doing drugs and oversleeping. Do you get that? Did you get that impression that she was sleeping like entire days away in the film, Jeremy?
Well, I think that's what drugs do to you, so I would think so.
But like an entire fucking day, because remember she's like, what day? Or she's like, I was here yesterday, but it was actually like the day after.
Yeah.
That was fucking trippy. Actually, really trippy. But anyways, so of course she gets fired from her job, and she still wants to continue to do these drugs. So the drug dealer's making her, you know, basically do favors for the drugs and stuff. So toward in the third act, she fucking snaps on him. But that whole scene inside the drug dealer's house is fucking crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. It really, like, at that point in the movie, you just know she's completely lost her fucking shit. She's going ape shit. And, you know, and I mean, back in her apartment, that scene, you know.
At the end is so good. So fucking good.
I honestly, there's a couple really shocking scenes in this movie. I'm taking it right back to about the middle part of the movie. When her friend, you know, eventually does come to her demise. I won't say how, but she's at the funeral and, she's kind of saying her goodbyes, or what everyone thinks she's doing. She's saying her goodbyes. She's leaned over the casket and she's kind of pulling some necrophilia shit there on the body. Yeah, and that was really surprising. Actually, that was really the point of the movie where I was like, holy fuck, she's completely lost her shit.
Don't give away too much more, because I'm already interested in this.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies of the last 5
You know what?
years.
I'll just leave it like that. The last 30 minutes are batshit crazy, and the very last scene, awesome.
Yep.
And guys, I seen that this is about $7-8 on Amazon recently, so anybody out there, I'm taking it that this is a high recommendation, correct?
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's actually one of the best films I've watched in a long time. Yes.
It's a 9.5 out of 10 for me. I can tell you that.
I would give it 9.5 too.
Okay,
it's a really fascinating.
It's
a fascinating story into darkness and good facts.
I saw it back when it was Alice and not before it got a U.S. release. But the movie's fucking awesome. It's so good. Definitely check it out if you guys want a good movie.
I'm for sure going to definitely add that to my wish list. I'll probably get it, you know, very soon. But one more thing I kind of wanted to mention about Hatchet 3. Jeremy, from what I remember, you didn't like it, or you said it was disappointing.
I didn't say that. I said I just thought it was okay, I guess. I don't love the movies or anything like that.
Okay. I actually think that Hatchet 3 is probably my favorite in the series. One of the complaints that I've been hearing, and I just kind of want to touch on this because I meant to say it when I was originally talking about it, is everybody seems to keep complaining about Danielle Harris not doing anything. Yeah. Because for most of the movie, she's in a jail cell. Yeah. And I kind of look at it as like, compare it to Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 2, how she really doesn't do anything. I don't see why that's an argument. What does that matter if a character doesn't do anything? That's their story. That's what they're doing. Why do they have to be in the action running from the killer all the time? Even if she's your main character, that's what she's doing. That's part of her story. She doesn't have to be in front of the camera the whole time. I like what they did with Danielle Harris. It made her talk more. It made her kind of, you kind of got a feel for what the hell she was thinking for once. She has time to stop and speak for a minute. And I liked it. I just don't really know why that has to be a negative, but that's pretty much it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know what your Blu-ray pick of the month is, week, whatever. House on Straw Hill, right?
House on Straw Hill, yeah.
Yes.
I'll run through quickly. I'll do like a quick Blu-ray rundown of the ones that I watched recently. First up, Body Bags from Scream Factory. I'm not going to talk too much about these. PQ sound really awesome. I thought that the vocal track on it though was a little hissy. I was kind of disappointed with that, but everything else about the release is fantastic. Next up from Scream Factory, Night of the Comet. I've never really been the biggest fan of this movie.
I just got for $14.99 on deep discount during their Black Friday sale.
That's a good deal. Night of the Comet. Now, I've never really been the biggest fan of this movie, but it's definitely worth picking up. It looks great, sounds great. It's got some pretty cool special features, and it's got really good art. The slipcover art is
Dude,
awesome.
What release doesn't have good art? Let me ask you that, Mr. Moodz.
Yeah, good point. Next up, John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13, again from Scream Factory. Once again, looks awesome. The transfer is amazing. It sounds awesome. This is a brilliant fucking movie. If you've never seen Assault on Precinct 13, it comes highly recommended from your boy Moodz. Yes, definitely check this out. It's a fucking brilliant movie. And guess what, JP? It all takes place in one setting.
The transfer good?
Sounds like my kind of film.
It looks awesome, man. It really does look awesome. Next up is Night of the Demons 2 from Olive Films. Not
a huge fan of Olive because I think they're overpriced as hell, but they are putting out shit that I want, so I'm gonna have to eventually grab it.
Yeah, I do agree. Olive is pretty expensive, but Night of the Demons 2, it's kind of a mixed. People have mixed reviews on this one. It's not a great movie, but I really enjoy it. It feels like a mid-90s Night of the Demons sequel. It's fun. It's got some pretty cool kills, and it's entertaining. So I do recommend it. The picture quality is good. It sounds great. What more can you ask for? And last up is Night Train to Terror. I did a review.
You tell me you watched all of those in 1 week, dude?
I watched 2 to 3 movies a night. Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude.
And Night Train to Terror, I did a review on this on Body Bags last week. This is an anthology film from 1985 that got a release by Vinegar Syndrome, which is an awesome new company. I do recommend this. It looks great. The stories are pretty cool. So if you want to know more about that, check out the review on Body Bags. But I do recommend that release. Vinegar Syndrome doing a great job with the releases. And of course, my pick of the week, Blu-ray style, is House on Straw Hill, released by Severin. Now, very cool thing about this release is that it doesn't say anywhere on it, but the first 3,000 copies pressed up comes with a bonus documentary called Ban the Sadist Videos, which is a documentary on the video nasties, of course, and it's fucking brilliant. It's amazing, very informative. I really enjoyed it. It's about 95 minutes long. Highly recommend that. So run out, grab them before they're gone. Definitely
You're gonna
grab
have to print up some copies of that on DVD-R and send them our way because I'm very interested in that.
Yeah, it's definitely worth. Yeah, I mean, we're all big documentary fans, so this will not let you down. As for the movie House on Straw Hill, it's a video nasty, of course. I really enjoyed it. It's about a guy that's he goes off to this secluded house to write his second book. His first book was a really big hit. He hires on a typist, right, so he can vocally write his book while she types it out and stuff. And then some people start getting killed off. There's some pretty cool masturbation scenes in this, which I think
pretty cool masturbation scenes.
Well, that's basically what got this movie on the fucking ban list because it's shit like that. There's some pretty blatant nudity and stuff, and some lesbian sex and all that shit going on. I really enjoyed it. The transfer's pretty good by Severin. I mean, it's from the original 35 millimeters, so it's I think they did a pretty good job with this. But overall, a fantastic release. Definitely worth getting alone just for the fucking documentary, and that is my Blu-ray roundup.
Yeah, but you can't get that documentary now, right? Isn't it like gone? Wasn't it only in the first couple?
The 3,000. There's still copies available, so
shit.
Apparently.
But I might have
so
to jump on that.
we were talking for an hour and 10 minutes about our fucking Blu-ray releases. So, what's a perfect time to go to good old boy JP with some horror news? So.
Okay, guys, I got some horror news for you, and I want to know what DNs want to hear. DNs want to hear about some remakes? DNs want to hear about some sequels? Or DNs want to hear about some original horror?
Or some remakes that's supposed to be sequels that we don't know what the fuck it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so pick one. How about we do the original horror, since there's none of it. There's none of it. There is no original horror. There's like one thing that was original that I seen that was interesting. And it's called XX. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
Okay, it's going to be an anthology film, but it's going to be all female directors. The Soska sisters are involved, which, dude, I've been hearing so much about them. I really need to give one of their movies a chance. I've still not seen anything they've done, but it's going to be put out by, I actually forget, the same people that put out American Mary, I believe. But the directors are going to be all female. It's going to be an anthology, each segment, and the lead character is going to be a female. The Soska sisters are involved, and Mary Herron, who did American Psycho. Those are the two that I recognize. But what do you guys think about that? All female cast? Do you think that's banking on the fact that they're all female, or do you think it's cool that they're doing that?
That's cool.
Thanks for your opinion.
No problem. I don't know what else to say about it.
I mean, because I heard some people
just because they're chicks
about,
don't mean they can't direct horror movies.
Yeah, but what I heard was people bitching about the fact that they're trying to sell it as these, chicks, and they're basically saying that it's bullshit that they're selling it like that. Which I don't see a problem with it. I say, why not promote it like that? It's interesting. It got my attention,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to say about it. I've seen a lot of female horror movies.
Yeah, so I guess I'll move on to something else.
Indeed.
Jeepers Creepers 3.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Well, there's some new movement on it. Actually, major movement according to the Victor Salva, and he says that it's now. Victor Salva, of course, is known for creating Jeepers Creepers Clown House, which he is known for actually molesting one of the kids on set, which is why everybody hates him, and I think it's hard for him to get work, which, he's a scumbag piece of shit. And, I don't like him, but he makes some decent movies. And I would love to see Jeepers Creepers 3, and from what I hear, they possibly already filmed some scenes.
Who knows?
Why the fuck does it have to be him that directs it? Like, why can't we get a Jeepers Creepers 3 and, have someone else direct the fucking movie? I mean, if it's that big of a problem,
stuff about it.
He must, because it seems like it's either Silva doing it or it's not fucking happening, which is so infuriating because
I highly doubt it's going to happen.
Dude, I think it's going to happen because he's had this script wrote for a long time, and he says there's been major movement on it, and before he was like, there's no movement on it. So him saying that is kind of interesting because for the longest time he says he had it done, he has the script done, he just needs people to back him to shoot it, studios.
Yeah.
And no studios is going to want to back him because what he did.
Yeah, who would? I wouldn't.
There you go. So it's never going to happen.
But would you guys want to see a Jeepers Creepers 3?
I would love to see a Jeepers Creepers 3. It's just, I'd rather it not come with all the other bullshit, but, it is what it is, right? I guess if he owns the fucking rights or whatever, it seems
honestly,
like he does, obviously,
I kind of
because
want him to direct it if somebody's going to do Jeepers Creepers 3. I mean, because he knows what he's doing with the material. Like, I hate the dude, but he makes good movies.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming. It's
Except
kind of
for Rosewood Lane.
It's kind of a catch-22. Yeah. But I don't know. It just comes down to
somebody like him to be successful.
I mean, it comes down to like we do want to see it. So I mean, we don't have to see his fucking ugly face on screen. So whatever. I mean, I'd be down for it.
I would love to see a Jeepers Creepers 3 though, man. In a perfect world, this guy didn't molest a kid and he made awesome Jeepers Creepers movies.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, we have Trick or Treat 2 has finally been announced from the director. He doesn't have a script yet. He wants it to be a trilogy, possibly, altogether. His original idea was much like Halloween 3 back in the day, where they wanted to do a different story every year and put one out. And that's his initial conception of the idea of doing the Trick or Treat films. He wanted to try to do one every year or whatever, which would have been so damn cool.
Yeah, man.
I still want somebody to do that, and he wants to explore more of Sam's origins and stuff. Of course, you expect that. He's going to stick to the anthology format, which I think he did brilliantly, the way he interwove everything in the first film.
It's one of the best put together anthologies ever made.
Yeah, for sure.
It really is. The structure of that film is so brilliant.
It's probably my favorite anthology.
It's actually taking over my number one spot. It is my favorite one of all time.
That's what I watch on Halloween now instead of Halloween. I watch Trick or Treat, and I have for the past, since 2009 or something. It really is such an atmospheric film, and I am full on board for this sequel. I believe I did my contest back in like a year and a half, like a year ago, my 100 subs contest, where I asked, what is a sequel that you would like to see? And Trick or Treat was like my number one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take everybody's for Trick or Treat.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. Creepshow was my number one for so many years because I grew up with that shit because I'm a grandpa to you guys, so. but no, I mean, ever since Trick or Treat came out, I can't deny the fact that movie is really, really brilliant.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, Insidious 3 has a release date April 3rd, 2015. Have you guys seen Insidious 2?
At least they're taking more time to make it than they did the
Negative.
No.
Okay, I haven't seen Insidious 2 yet either. 2010 Insidious was my favorite horror film of that year. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so awesome.
For pure garbage for kids under 13, it was pretty good.
What?
For pure garbage for kids under 13, it was pretty good.
Dude. That's one of the rare cases where somebody made a PG-13 horror film and the PG-13 did not affect the film.
Nope.
It was great. I love Insidious. And Insidious 2 I've heard mixed things about. Looking forward to it. I'm sure I'm down for an Insidious 3. I haven't seen the second one yet, so I should probably wait till I see that to say so. But
is there continuity here? Like, is the third one just taking place after the second one? Do we know this?
There's pretty much no information besides the same guy who wrote the screenplay is returning, and there's no word if James Wan is returning, though.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Well, he say The Conjuring was his last horror movie? But
yeah, but I think he's doing another horror movie. Like, I think there's another one original.
I don't understand why he would want to step away from the horror genre. I mean,
I know, dude, he's killing it, dude.
He keeps making really good films. Like Dead Silence was really good.
Yeah, the first Saw is a masterpiece almost in a certain way, man. I love the first Saw. It's just it kind of got bogged down by the sequels, and but the first Saw is a damn good movie, man.
I love the ending of that film.
Yeah, dude. When you first seen that, did that not blow your fucking mind?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, so Insidious 3, yeah, whatever. Next up for sequels, I think that's it for sequel. Oh no, there's an 8th Saw in production.
Never gonna happen. Never will happen.
Why do you say that?
Because they said they're never gonna make another Saw movie.
Yeah, they said that after Friday the 13th Part 4.
What the fuck are they gonna do? They
4.
ended this series.
I don't know. Don't spoil anything because I've not seen the 7th Saw. But they said Lionsgate has said they're incredibly active in developing an 8th Saw film. It is not a remake, and it is going to be a continuation of the original series.
Oh,
that is from
fucking
Lionsgate.
hell, man.
Man, this Saw series is never gonna fucking.
Man.
I can't really speak on the Saw series because I've only seen up to Part 5. I do want to grab them on Blu-ray and revisit them. I think they just got too convoluted. I think that's what the main problem was, right? I mean,
because they have such fucking awesome cliffhangers. That's how they fucking tug people in, and everybody was waiting. And so it's not a spoiler. Everybody was waiting for Dr. Gordon to come back, and then when he finally did come back, Well, sorry, JP, for ruining it
Don't
for you.
spoil,
But
man.
how am I spoiling it? The movie's been out since fucking
I just said
2010.
because I want to see it. Just don't spoil it. I'm asking you not to.
All right, I'm not gonna spoil
In my
it.
opinion, the Saw movies just aren't cutting it anymore, man.
After the third
but
film,
it's been a little
they got to
bit.
the ass.
It's
The
been a
third
little
one
bit,
the third
so
one was good.
I
See,
think
man,
that
I totally disagree. I
that's
hated the third
original
movie.
ideas.
See, I hated the second movie.
See, I liked the first two, and I hated.
Yeah, I like
Actually, no,
two.
part three. Actually, part three was decent. I hated part four.
I thought
I thought part four was shit.
I thought the brain surgery scene in 3 was fucking awesome.
I want to ask you guys a question.
Yeah,
about
that was
the
good. That was a good scene.
Yeah.
So I actually liked when the Saw series was happening. I didn't really watch them too much. You know, I got excited for like the first 3, and then I really didn't get excited, but I liked that they were happening because everybody was talking about the new Saw. And it kind of reminded me of like the Friday the 13th series or something like that. It's like every year you knew there was a Saw film for 7 years, and it was cool. I kind of liked that. It seemed like horror was talked about a little bit more, and it was a little less annoying than the people talking about Paranormal Activity every year.
Yeah, but those films suck major cocks, so...
No, I disagree slightly on that, but we'll talk about that another time. I want to ask you guys, do you think, because from what I understand, when the Friday the 13th were coming out, pretty much everybody thought that they were garbage as they were happening, except for the hardcores who really enjoyed them. But it was kind of like the same thing. Now, 10 years from now, will people be looking back on Saw and being like, man, that was an awesome series when it was happening?
No.
Yeah, you make a good point, though.
Yeah, I can see what you're...
exactly where yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
But, I mean, to be quite frank, I don't think so.
No.
To be honest, I don't think the Saw series is really on the same level. I mean... You know, comparing it to the Friday the 13th, I understand it's not comparable, but you know what I'm saying, though. It's just they're different kinds of movies. And, yeah.
Yeah, so we all agree on that then. Okay, I guess on to the remake stuff. Well, actually, there's the newest piece of news that I read is actually in the TV world of things. And the Weinsteins are developing a 10-part series of The Mist for TV. Now, I found this kind of annoying when I first read it, but then I found it kind of interesting because Frank Darabont is attached. Now, Frank Darabont is the guy who, you know, who made the Mist movie, right? So that's who you want to do it. That's a good way to continue it. And is it going to be a miniseries, like a 10-part miniseries, or is it going to be a TV series? I'm not really sure what they said on that, but I think it could work, dude. It could be interesting. That's another movie where they're set in a grocery store the whole time. It's really awesome. I really love it.
Yeah, I love that movie. That was a good movie.
But does that translate well to a TV series?
Well, they're making a TV series from Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, they are, and Scream.
Oh, they're making a
like
Scream
that's
one.
where it's going now, man. It seems like that's the new thing.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about
don't
that?
Talk to me. I don't know. I don't give a shit about TV. It doesn't even matter.
I don't know, man. I'm not really too sure how I feel about all these movies being turned into fucking TV series and stuff. To be honest, I don't know how well it'd work, but who knows? Things always seem to surprise me.
Yeah.
These days, man. Who knows? It could be good. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm kind of interested. It did interest me because Frank Darabont is, you know, a good person to do it, and yeah.
I'm more interested in them fucking developing another fucking Tales from the Crypt series or something like that. You know, just that was already a TV series, man. You know, fucking do that shit again. I mean, they did the Twilight Zone 3 fucking different times.
And you got to put that shit on HBO, and you got to get. See, I think we would lose something with Tales from the Crypt though, because there's not really like cool people you can bring into it anymore. I guess there is in the horror world, but a lot of those people weren't horror actors who they would bring in, like, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger and stuff. You know what I mean? Like they would get all kind of like cool guest stars, and a lot of them weren't horror actors, but they were cool people at least. Like, who are you gonna get now? I think that was the big part of why Tales from the Crypt was so awesome.
You can't get Don Wrinkles anymore.
That's for sure. Well.
But I would love another.
I guess they could get Buster Rhymes.
on HBO though.
Oh Jesus! Okay, move on.
Yeah, okay. So moving on to the remake stuff. Dawn of the Dead. This is like the production studio or whatever who did the Texas Chainsaw 3D film.
Oh,
is
wait.
the
They
Dawn of
could
the
get
Dead.
Trey Songz, too. That
Dawn
would
of
be
the
a
Dead,
sick duo.
I'm not listening.
Day of the Dead remake, another remake, I guess. It's the guy who did House at the End of the Street is writing it, I believe, and it goes in production summer of 2014. Is anybody interested in this at all?
Okay, did you say that he's writing the movie? The guy that did House at the End of the Dead End Street or whatever?
Yeah, House at the End of the Street.
That was the one with fucking what's her face in it?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes, that movie was shitty.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a Hitchcocky type of psycho ripoff-y.
One of the biggest,
yeah.
The problem was the fucking writing. The
Yeah.
movie was poorly written, so that I'm not interested in this at all. If that guy's writing the new film, so
This is probably one of the things that I'm like, blah. Like as soon as I read it, I'm like, I'm really interested in it. I guess it's going to be set modern times. The zombie apocalypse has pretty much taken over the world, and there's people in an underground bunker trying to cure the virus. Sound familiar?
Yep.
yes.
Okay, so moving on. We have news of a Sleepaway Camp remake. Now, this has been talked about for a long time, but I guess it's moving a little bit more forward. The same guy who produced the original is and directed, I believe, is back for this one, and Felissa Rose is attached in some way. Sleepaway Camp, I don't think works as a remake because the only thing that makes Sleepaway Camp original
The ending.
and stand out is the ending. And what are you gonna remake that ending?
I've been
It's just
saying
like-
this shit ever since I heard that they were fucking thinking about remaking this movie. I'm like, this is one movie that you can't fucking remake.
No.
It's just going to be a name-only remake then, because it's just going to be a slasher at camp. There's nothing.
It's so pointless.
Fucking-
Stop with these name-only remakes, man. Fucking stop cashing in on this shit. You know what? Brainstorm, come up with an original idea for fucking once and do the movie. Stop remaking these shit. We don't need a fucking name-only remake.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
It's- I think it's one of the more pointless remakes that I've heard of. You know, of course, anytime you're talking about a remake, you could think it's bad, and then it turns out to be like Maniac or something. Because I know when I heard that they was remaking Maniac, I wasn't interested at all.
There's only 2 good remakes, okay?
That's not true.
Okay. In my mind,
Okay, what are they?
Maniac and Hills Have Eyes.
Both are 2 of my favorite.
Yeah.
The Blob,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Blob. Blob and The Fly, too.
Fly, The Thing.
The Thing.
Yeah.
Two
I don't know.
good
Recent remakes, then.
ones.
Yeah, they definitely made better remakes in the 80s, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even Invasion of the Body Snatchers from '78 is a great remake.
Oh,
and in
yeah.
my opinion, is the best one out of all 4 of them, I believe. I think there's 4 Invasion films now.
What about Halloween, dude? Halloween was a good one.
Yeah, see, I'm one of the Halloween likers. I'm one of the likers. I know you are too, JP, and I don't know. That movie is probably one of the most, divided opinion fucking movies ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, dude.
you either hate it or you love
I've honestly not heard one good argument besides like Rob Zombie's a piece of shit. That's like the only thing I hear.
Well, the only thing, the main thing I hear about that movie is that everyone's like, what made Halloween so awesome was the fact that there was so much mystery to Michael Myers.
I don't think that's
You
a
didn't
good
need
argument.
that fucking backstory.
I
And
do
I
hear
agree.
that.
I totally agree with that or with what, you just said, because I love the backstory of Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Yeah,
I think
so
it
do
adds
I.
so much
I
to
think
the
it
movie.
adds a lot to it. It adds a lot of dynamic, and there's still mystery to it. There's still mystery. It's just it's how you look at it, and I think that argument I just don't buy it really. It's just me personally. I don't buy that as a good reason why it sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so Sleepaway Camp remake. I don't know, man.
No, thank you.
I do like that
Next.
Felissa Rose is attached to it. That's about it, though.
Yeah.
Because she's pretty cool. After that, we have so this is kind of interesting. Back on the burial grounds, we talked about what would happen. What do you think could save the Hellraiser franchise? And I said pretty much, I think you have to remake it at this point. I don't think you can really make a sequel to it anymore. Clive Barker had a meeting with Harvey Weinstein from Dimension, and he pitched him his idea for a Hellraiser remake. And Harvey Weinstein gave him the go-ahead to write a treatment for, the first script or whatever. So first of all, everybody just says that means that a new Hellraiser is coming out. That does not mean a new Hellraiser is coming out. That means that he's willing to hear him out on the idea of the new Hellraiser. But Clive Barker said he wants to keep it very practical. He wants to go into the fucking horror more, and he wants to have Doug Bradley back, which Weinstein did agree to. So what do you guys think?
That'd be cool, I guess, if Clive Barker writes it and it's not a shitty fucking remake, then I guess it'll be alright.
Is that not the best case scenario for a remake, though? Isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it is the best case scenario, really. I mean, I totally agree. As far as, Hellraiser 4 goes, decent, but everything after that, in my opinion, in pretty much all of our opinions, they're really bad movies. Like, you can't save that franchise. It's pretty much done. Remake, yeah.
There's no way a Clive Barker remake could be worse than any of the last 5 sequels. No way.
No way.
So I think that's a good thing that this is happening. I think this is one of the rare cases that I think a remake is needed if you want to save this franchise.
Yeah.
How much more news do you got, JP?
Just one more piece of news.
Okay.
So, Friday the 13th. It has a release date now, and it's March 13th of 2015. So, a little over a year to go. There is rumors of this being a found footage film, and they did not say that it was a sequel. They say Friday the 13th, 2015. So a lot of people are assuming that it's another remake. And if it's a motherfucking another remake, dude, I don't want to see Jason get his mask again. This just honestly ruined my day when I read that this is possibly going to be another remake. Now, there is nothing concrete that's saying, hey, this is a remake. But, god damn it, please don't be a remake. Please don't be a remake.
This can't be life right now. This can't be a fucking...
How are they doing a found footage Friday the 13th movie?
First of all,
it's
bad enough that they're making a remake, but found footage... What
Come
the
on.
fuck? This is absolutely outrageous.
Well,
this is outrageous.
Wait, I hear somebody in the woods. Who is it? Oh my Jesus.
Okay, the found footage thing, I think is a bad idea, but I'm going to be in the minority here, but I think... if done properly, it could work.
Get the fuck out of here.
Out of all the main franchises, Friday the 13th kind of seems about right for the found footage thing. I mean, a bunch of Blair Witch style, people go in the woods, maybe, I think it could work. I don't think it will work, and I don't think it should.
I don't think it has any part in the series. I don't know. I can't agree with it. I can't. I'm sorry. I think the found footage thing needs to stay away from these major franchises.
I'm just saying, I think that there is a way that it could work. I don't think it should work or it needs anywhere near it. Just giving the material and giving like what's going on in a Friday the 13th film, I think that's one of the I think that it could possibly work. It will not work though. And don't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just saying, if like if somebody very talented got a hold of it and they really well thought it out and all these massive things came together perfectly, a Friday there could be, in the world of randomness, there could be some universe that has a good Friday the 13th found footage film, is what I'm saying. It has the elements to be able to work. It's just not going to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I was so excited when they announced another Friday the 13th film. I love the Friday the 13th series. I get so excited. I was literally pumped, dude. I was like, man, I can't wait till they start announcing stuff, and I get to be all hyped for it, and I get to go to the theater and see Jason on the big screen again. It's going to be awesome. And this kind of just put on, none of this is official, so I'm just hoping it's not, super true. The only thing that is official is that it's coming out March 13th, 2015. For that's their announcement.
So is their idea behind doing another remake based off the fact that the Friday the 13th remake didn't do well in the box office? Is that what they're trying to do? So they think that rebooting it with another remake is going to be better?
No, it did do well at the box office, though.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it did in the box office, to be honest.
Their idea, the idea in Hollywood is that people don't remember it long enough. It's been like 3 years. Nobody's gonna remember that, you know. But it doesn't say that it's a remake. It's
because
kind
3
of
years is so fucking long, too, right?
This is the 13th Friday the 13th film. I say you just either do a straight up part 2, or you try to do the Texas Chainsaw 3D route where you try to continue from the original series. Do not remake it. I don't want to see Jason get his hockey mask again. I don't care how you do it. I know how he gets it. I don't want to see another origin story with his mother and, whatever. It's just, I want to see a Friday the 13th film that's a sequel. I want to see Jason killing motherfuckers. I don't want to see it in found footage. And I really, really just want this to work and not disappoint me, because it's going to be the 13th Friday the 13th film, if you count Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
And the remake.
Yeah, I mean...
What would you guys want to see for a Friday the 13th film?
Part 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't want to see any continuation of Jason X.
Well, no. Like, I mean, obviously, take it back to Earth, and just pretend like 10 never happened, and just continue.
You say we got to take it back to Earth.
That's so fucking bad.
That'd be a hilarious tagline.
But yeah,
the series comes back to your Earth. Dun dun dun.
It's a franchise that's really close to me. I grew up watching them. It's probably my favorite thing in horror. I just love the character of Jason. It's just so cool to me, and I really want to see another Friday the 13th film. This is what I wanted to say. The reason that the found footage is going around, because a year or two ago, Adam Green was actually approached to direct a sequel in a franchise film. And he was like, hell yes. And they told him what it was. And he was like, hell yes. And then they told him it's going to be found footage. And he's like, why? And they're like, because Paranormal Activity made a lot of money. And,
So they approached Adam Green?
Yeah, he turned it down. And then he said that he couldn't say what it was under, whatever the rules in Hollywood are. So recently he actually talked about this on his podcast, because it's been so long, and he I don't think he flat out said that it was Friday the 13th, but I'm pretty sure it was hinted at. I actually didn't listen to it. I just read what the write-up from it. But that's why it's being mentioned found footage, is because 2 years ago that was the original idea.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Even the thought of a found footage film in a major franchise just almost makes me gag.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a hater of found footage films. I mean, I personally don't like the paranormal films at all. I think they're kind of shitty. But that's kind of thing. Yeah, I really don't like those films. Don't
talk to fucking
really not one then. Make them out to be, dude.
I just don't enjoy them. I really don't enjoy them. I mean, there is some found footage films I really have enjoyed.
Yeah,
I will
Atrocious.
Be honest. Atrocious is great.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one. But, I guess it's kind of hit and miss with me. But, I mean, in a major franchise, especially something like where we've seen 12 Friday films, normal. Also in a found footage film, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, which would have to be a remake, you would think. It would be like, oh man, it just is making me mad. Like, and I don't get mad about horror news and what people are doing to franchises. It doesn't really piss me off, but this one is really upsetting me, man. Friday the 13th is so close to near and dear to my heart, man. It just really bums me out when I read that.
Yeah, for sure. That's stupid.
It's almost laughable. I can't even stop thinking about it, like how ridiculous that is.
Yeah.
I keep thinking to myself, this can't be life.
Yeah,
is this real life?
Yeah, that's what I thought when you said that. But anyway, that was my final piece of news. I'm sure we'll talk about it as it develops. Hopefully we get some better news than that. But yeah, and there was also one final thing. You mentioned Silent Night, Bloody Night. That was the only horror release news that I read that came out. A company called Film Chest is releasing a new transfer on DVD December 10th, 2013. You pre-order it right now on Amazon for $11.98. But I guess it already has multiple releases or whatever. So
yep. All right.
Cool.
So I think that should wrap it up for
This
our
is-
show. We're going to be doing from now on. What?
Nothing, guy.
All right. So starting next Saturday, we're going to be doing a movie of the week, and we're going to be talking about a certain movie that we all watch, and we're going to discuss it like Moodz and JPs do on Burial Grounds. We're going to be talking about the Maniac remake. We discussed it a little bit today, I guess, but
We're not going to be talking about the Maniac remake next week.
why? What's next week? Oh, Antiviral. That's right. Sorry. Fucking
Spoiler for 2 weeks from
few
now.
weeks. It's Antiviral, then Maniac.
So we're going to be
Alex.
talking about the foreign movie to you guys, Antiviral.
Yeah.
Because it's the
Well,
Canadian
it's
directed film by
Antiviral.
David Cronenberg's son.
Is it?
Yes.
I did not know that. I'm very intrigued now. I'm going to have to check this out. I already have my copy here. It arrived yesterday.
It's such a
Amazon
good job.
Prime is awesome. I really
told
want to
you.
buy it.
It's the
But
fucking shit.
yeah, I mean, so like Jeremy said, we're going to be doing every week. We're going to have our main movie. We'll probably throw it in somewhere after what we've watched,
Yeah.
and it'll give for a better discussion of something that we've all seen. And we'll try to pick something more current every time. And we also have plans for all kind of fun stuff on here, so definitely stay tuned. We're also going to try to figure out a way where you can check this out besides YouTube, where you can download this and stuff, because I know a lot of people like to actually download their podcasts. So
I'm gonna work on getting this on iTunes. I know that it takes 2 to 3 weeks for Apple to approve a podcast to go up on iTunes. So I'm gonna look into, I'll probably send that into submission to Apple once it's uploaded to YouTube and we get all the stuff done on YouTube. But I don't know where else to put it, to be honest.
I'm gonna try to put it everywhere. So it's gonna be out there.
Is it gonna be on Moodz' channel?
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to say is you can check Jeremy out at YouTube/NES Roller 22. You can check me out at YouTube/DoubleshotJ, and everywhere else you can find in possibly the description. And I also wanted to say something, but I forgot.
Well, you can also check me out at Moodz616.
Well, fuck you, Moodz. Everybody already knows who you are.
I'm sure there's a couple other people.
This is what I wanted to say.
and
Forget
on
about
that-
what Moodz has to say. If you guys have any feedback on how we can make this better, or segment ideas, anything like that, feel free to drop them in a
please.
comment below on Moodz' channel.
Yes, because
And if you have anything pissy to say, forward that to Moodz also.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That is fine. I will take it. And of course, yes, check the podcast out on Moodz616 channel, which is my channel. And we'll go from there, and we'll be back next week, of course. And we'll try to probably keep the what we've watched down to a minimum.
So we talked-
Probably
ran-
five types,
we
I'd
talked
say,
today
but more
for
five.
an hour and almost an hour and a half about the movies we watched today. So
Yeah, and you talked for about 10 minutes on the ones you watched.
I
know,
watched 3
that was-
movies this week. I'm sorry.
That was kind of my bad because I
Well,
watched
that-
a lot because I was gone
actually-
for 2 weeks. And when I came back, I just went apeshit crazy with all the films I needed to watch. So
Yeah. Okay, so anybody have anything else to say? You can
Yes.
hit me up on Twitter/DoubleshotJP also. I'm pretty active on there.
And enter the body bags contest.
Yeah, please do that. Go find the Body Bags YouTube channel. You can find it on Moodz' channel or my channel. You can find it. Enter this contest. We're giving away Scream Factories, guys. Scream Factory Blu-ray releases of your choice and other fun stuff. Enter
Yes.
it. It's really easy. Just recommend some films. That's all you got to do in a video.
All right, guys. So this is the first episode of the 22 Shots of Moodz and Horror podcast. We are all signing out, and we shall talk to you guys next Saturday with another show. So talk to you guys soon.
peace out.
Peace.